Hi there. Tell me you can hear me and you can see me and everything's fine. Creative Shop by Sandra, hello. And Squishy, how are you? What time is it there by you? It is incredibly hot here today again, 30 degrees or something like that. And which is the high 80s in Fahrenheit. So it is very hot. Maribel, so great to see you. 10:30 p.m. I need my watch, Jessica. 10:30 p.m. and it's 1:30 now. Squishy, is that 10:30 on Monday or 10:30 p.m. on Sunday? Are you behind me or ahead of me? And how are you? I actually announced the winners of my giveaway today. You'll see, and there you hear it. Oh, that's the notification to say that I'm live. It only goes live now, eh? It's a while. Is it 10:30 p.m. Monday night or Sunday night, Squishy? Because if it's Sunday night by you, or if it's Monday night, that's a hell of a difference. 10:30 p.m. 30, 14, 15, 16 hours. Wow, that's a huge difference. So what's in your cup and what is on your hook? I've only got busy with my Linda's Yarn Barn. Hi, you were just watching my giveaway video. Hey, these videos take ages to upload. Hey, I don't know if any of you, Squishy, you'll know. You've got a I can't read without my glasses. Now that's the thing, eh? We had 2 days at 40 degrees. Oh, so darn hot. I'm ahead of you. Monday night here already. Wait, you said it's 10:30, which means 1:30. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're 9 hours ahead of me. Wow. But at least I catch you not asleep. Teresa Welch, good morning, 16 Fahrenheit. Oh, that is very cold. Because I know 30 Fahrenheit is about 0, close to 0. Finished my coffee, nothing in my cup at the moment, working and listening. Working at work, working at home. We are melting at home. It's so hot. Debbie, bonjour, Ursula and everyone here. Hello, so glad to see you, Debbie. It's Monday, 5:33 a.m., says Linda's Yarn Barn. I'm sitting at work getting ready to do my bus route. Oh, ready to do your bus route. Oh my goodness. And Maribel is also working from home. Yes. I can't remember if you said what you do, Maribel. What kind of work you do at home? Well, you can see what I'm working at home. I'm working near my work. I just quickly had a bite to eat before I came on, because it's just gone our lunchtime, but it was such a busy morning. Uploading yesterday's video only went, well, it didn't go live until this morning, and then I did the giveaway video to announce the winners, and well, that's a 7-minute video only, and it takes a while to upload. An hour something for a 7-minute video to upload. Althea van Rensburg. Hi Ursula, so glad I can catch you today. Missed your live on Friday. Just watch your giveaway video now. Enjoy it. All your, and there a comment comes, a notification that I am live blocks what Elsa is saying. Just watch your giveaway video. Enjoyed all your beautiful handwork once again. Oh, I'm so glad. Work for the Department of Veterans Affairs. Quality Review Specialist. Oh, that sounds quite impressive. Eh? Althea, how hot is it there? Because DOY is in the house. Jeanette, hello. Let me ring my dingo bells. You know, so and it is very cold by you, Jeanette, but here we're melting. We know that. Has any of you, I've asked yesterday in Jeanette's live, but it was here at the end, and I meant it actually. Has anybody made a New Year's resolution not to buy any yarn? Because I made a resolution like that a few years back, and I stuck to it for 24 months until all my whips were done. 16 Fahrenheit, an equivalent to -8. Oh, Simply Doing. Lorna is in the house, lurking and working. Hello, Lorna. Lorna is, everybody knows, from South Africa. Maribel says, no way is she going to do that. No way. Well, that was the response that most of the people in Jeanette's live said. In DIY creations, no way are they doing that. I don't make resolutions. I never stick to them, says Linda. You know, I ask because there might be people who genuinely decide that. You can genuinely decide. It wasn't that I decided I didn't want to buy any yarn. I was fed up with the amount of whips I had. Althea, we are burning out extremely hot. Ice water in my glass. Exactly, hey? Cheers, because we are melting. Cheryl, it's so good to see you. Good day, Ursula, and all year. Yes, Cheryl, it's good to see you. How are you? And what time is it there by you? And I was asking if anybody's made the resolution not to buy any yarn this year. And it's not completely silly, because a few years ago, I was fed up with the amount of whips I had. So I decided everything that wasn't double knit was, I made like 4 big black bags. Everything, oh, am I going to sneeze? For sure, really. Everything that wasn't double knit, I gave away. Am I going to sneeze? I don't want to sneeze in your ears. I want to mute the mic before I sneeze. So, anyway, Priscilla Visser, hello. About time, girl, about time, hey? So, you're all also feeling the heat because Priscilla is with us in the Western Cape. We are burning out with our ice water because it's so hot. Hi, Cheryl, been ages. How are you? Is Squishy asking. Cheryl says it's 10:38 p.m. Monday evening here. Oh, yes. You and Squishy are both in Australia, if I am right. I can't believe you're so many hours ahead of me. Wow, that is amazing. So now, you see, now that's why I have to come up this early. Otherwise, that's why my 11 a.m. live catches you in bed. Yes, anyway, so I was so fed up with all my whips that I just decided everything that wasn't double knit, I put in black bags. I gave away 3 to 4 black bags of yarn to a friend that I had taught how to crochet. So I knew she would appreciate it. Her husband did not appreciate those bags of yarn coming into the house, I can tell you that. And then I only stuck to double knit and never went more than 2 whips. So, raining in Johannesburg, says Simply Doing, Lorna, and it looks like we have rain set in for the week. I'm jealous, Lorna, I'm jealous, because we wouldn't mind a bit of cloud and a bit of rain. Just overnight, just to cool things down a bit. Probably about 30-minute drive from each other. What? That's about how close I am to Trudy Paxton. You know, you've seen Trudy Paxton in lives with The Secret Yarnery and who else? I meet her in a lot of lives, but she is about 20-minute drive from me. I'm okay, thank you. Oh gosh, was it last year? Yikes. Cheryl says squishy. Yes. Hey, can you believe that? Are you on lockdown now? Because we're on level 3, so we try not to go and visit. We try to stay at home, try to do the right thing. Got a fan on me, you know, so if it looks like I'm on, the wind is blowing, it's not. There is a breeze blowing, but not enough to cool you down. You need a fan. It's been raining here all night and still raining, says Linda. Oh, you make me jealous because we wouldn't mind some rain to cool down. This feels like scorched earth. Hey? Anyway, so that's when I donated all that yarn. After that, I didn't have a lot of whips again, and only because I've made that resolution, because I got so fed up with myself, not because it was so much self-discipline or nothing like that. No, nothing like that. It's when you get fed up with yourself, you know. It's like you want to lose weight, you want to lose the weight, and then one day is the day. And it's not because you have self-discipline, it's because you're fed up with what you look like or whatever, and it's just enough. Yes, it was pretty hot here today and yesterday, says Cheryl. Yes, hey Cheryl, if I'm right, you are in Australia, right? Ooh, let me be right. I wonder how Claire Nicole is doing, because I went to her channel and I typed in one of her videos a comment asking her how she's doing. Remember, she's the lady that has a brain tumor. I wanted to know how she's doing. Sweet Ingrid is in the house. Ingrid, hi, Ursula and everyone in the chat. Hot isn't the word, Ursula. Trying to get some relief. Sitting outside in the shade, utilizing the light breeze there is. Oh, goodness, Ingrid, here. That's why I'm saying this breeze here is not wind. It is a fan because it's so hot. It is today unforgettably hot. Thank you, Jeanette. Don't forget the thumbs up. Just heat it as you come in, then you don't have to heat it as you go out. Barbara Riggle Baker, hi from my little corner of Kentucky. So glad you can make it. What's in your cup? And we are melting, as you can see. If you see me with ice, I'm melting. Remember, I started my channel in August, which is still cold for us. So then I wore all the long sleeve tops. No, I can't even do that today. Lorna says, most of our DK here in South Africa can be used together. So sticking to one yarn weight when using acrylic is a good idea. Exactly, Lorna. So from then on, what I did was, if any scrap was left over from any project, I could use it. And I didn't have to think about it because I knew everything was DK. Whereas if you have different weights, now you must go and check. Is this double knot? Is this chunky? What is it? And hi, Cheryl. Oh, Ingrid, if you see my latest video, and Lorna, I talk about you guys. So I have you in my description box. Hi, Ingrid, thinking of you in the heat. I have a light cardigan, on today. You must be at work in a building with an aircon because there's no way anybody outside. That's the one thing I do miss about the office. Working in the office, because you don't feel the temperature as much. You have a lovely aircon. You go into work. You go home. You don't feel the cold. You don't feel the heat. It's cold here in Chicago. That's all I have to say, says Jeanette. Jeanette, how are you doing? Since I last saw you, my 6 p.m. last night. So not, I think only 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. About 20 hours has gone by since I saw you. Barbara Riggle Baker, we are freezing here with rain. You guys with your cold weather, you're making me jealous here. You see this, you see how that light, that white is white. It is glaring. It is, the sun is baking. So everybody is buying yarn this year. No one has decided to not buy yarn. Are there too many specials? But you can't not buy yarn. Yes, look, there's special circumstances. It has been COVID. We need to support local. Ingrid, Lorna, thank you, my friend. Light cardigan. It's just the thing in this year. Vera Mayberg, also hot in George. It is baking. I can just imagine how hot it must be in George. For those of you in the USA, George is like a seaside vacation destination. Do we call it that? It's where you go on holiday. But people live there. Linda's Yarn Barn. I can never not buy yarn. I'm doing good, getting ready to work out before I go to work. Oh, Jeanette. You are setting the example. That's a very good example. Glenda Humphrey, hello. Good to see you. And Lorna says, I'm absolutely buying yarn. What if there is another major lockdown and I have nothing? That is a valid point, because I'm telling you, if I didn't have my stash, I don't know what I would have done during lockdown. I was turning out a new blanket every 6 days. Well, to some of you, like the Jeanette DOY, that is nothing, because in her life, she will do a project sitting right there in front of our eyes in 2 hours and check the comments. How is that possible even? Hey, Ingrid and Lorna, can you imagine that? Oops, not used to typing on my phone, Lorna. What I wanted to say is it in this heat. No, Ingrid, we got you. We understand. Don't you worry. We have rain, Ingrid, and it's a bit cool here, says Lorna. I'm with you, Lorna. Says DOY. With the short sleeve cardigan. I don't know, even a cardigan. To me, it must be a very light material. Oh, you know what, Jeanette? You love to multitask, but you know, I think you must be a little bit of ADD. And ADD is not bad, you know, because people who are a little bit ADD, it's because they're so intelligent that they have to be doing multiple things, because they can't just focus on one little thingy. One little thingy is too little for all the intelligence there is. Eh? I'm telling you, that's my experience. You love to multitask, but that's not multitasking. That's miraculous something. I have to top up. So what kind of exercises are you doing, Jeanette? Cycling, on the spot running, training, weights, or just using your body as a weight? You know, how do you call that? When you use your body for resistance? Your own body weight as resistance training? No, with the yarn, Ursula, we must keep our stock levels high. Exactly. Now, look, you're right. I'm not, apart from that one time that I did that, I've never done it again. And I have, but I did never have more than one whip now, more than 2 whips now. Just became a habit not to have more than 2. It bugs me. So everybody is buying yarn. And for us, it's our hottest month, so we're working with cotton. Be right back. Have to turn on bird room light and get something to drink. Oh, Barbara, yes. Tori, hello, good morning. So glad to see you. I'm glad you could make it. So what is in your cup? And Tori, I heard that you are not buying any yarn this year. Wow. Is that a New Year's resolution? Joking, only joking. Only joking. Imagine Tori saying, "What? Who told you that? No way. No way. Who told you I'm not buying yarn this year? This is the year for buying yarn. It must make up for all the gaps that we crocheted up. Hey? All the whips left such a huge, big gap. So we have to fill it up again." Sandra saying it's currently 69 degrees Fahrenheit in South Louisiana and should get to almost 78 degrees by afternoon. 78 is nearly 80 degrees Fahrenheit, which is hot. Is it not hot? Because 80s in the 80s is in our 30s. And Ingrid, heat is getting too much outside. Going inside where the fan is on and join you on my laptop again. First to freshen up a little, then I'll be back. Yes, Ingrid. I don't know how you can stand it outside, because to me, it's just too much outside. Jeanette is saying from DIY Creations, do anyone ever be cleaning one room and put something in the next room and then start cleaning in the next room, but haven't finished the first room? Yes. When I was a housewife, I used to do that all the time, because I would walk from one room, see something here that belongs in the next door room, go there, see something there that belongs somewhere else. Come lunchtime, I'm exhausted. I go to work to rest, because when I'm at home, I walk so much. No, that's absolutely. Tori broke down and bought lots so far. Yes, what did you buy? Oh, I wish I could see it. Hydrate. You got this, Ingrid. Yes, Ingrid, you must hydrate. Glenda, I want to put your name and surname together and say Glenfra instead of Glenda Humphrey. A tongue twister. Coffee. And Sandra is saying hot and muggy. Squishy. Hi, Tori. And it's Glenda is saying it's cold, snow and ice. I would love some of your cold weather, because I am, let me just pull this chair outside, lean on it like this, because I feel like, I said, you used the word welting, is it wilting, verlep is wilting, I think. Affordably crafty. Hello, Kim. Good morning, Ursula and everyone. Oh, Kim, I want to wilt here because it's so hot. It must be in the 30s. Jessica, how hot is it? What does your phone say? How hot is it? It is just. Are you taking a break, Kim? Are you at work taking a break? $31. Is it 21? Now only. No. How can that be? I think there's a mathematical 31. Yes. Yes. She's confirming it's 31 degrees Celsius, not 21, because I thought 21. Jeepers. 6:50 a.m. here, and I'm getting ready for work. Yes, I forget that I'm so many hours. No, I don't forget. But you know, it does slip your mind that I am so many hours ahead of you guys. So, and I had to come and sit here today because I like to sit in my bedroom on a Monday. But you saw my video that announced the 3 winners. There's so much light because they did some, not pruning, a tree split. So they had to cut this tree so it doesn't fall on the roof. So they had to cut it. So that was happening on Saturday. That, like nearly the whole Saturday. A lot of it was pruned. But now the effect is that the blinding sunlight is hitting that side. So I'm getting way too much light than you want when you're filming. Verlepte angelier, say Lorna. Yes, a wilted carnation is the angelier carnation. So My favorite flower is a rose. I tell you what, a rose in just about any color, but a rose is lovely. What is your favorite flower? Now that you talk about angelier, carnations, we had carnations. My mom planted carnations in our garden. I don't remember many, but I remember there were some. 4:55 a.m. Monday, 25 January in Alberta. Tori, wow. That is 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 hours. Am I 9 hours ahead of you? Tori, where are you? If I'm 9 hours ahead of you. If it's 5 a.m. by you now, wow. You know, even on a hot day like today, I wouldn't even be at the beach. Nancy, so glad to see you. I wouldn't even want to be at the beach now because it is, you know that, I don't know, maybe your beach is nicer than our beach, but it is so hot by the beach with the blinding light from the sand that comes up, you know, the white sand. A rose is also my most favorite flower. All colors are beautiful, but red are the best. Tori is in Lethbridge, Alberta, Canada. Ursula, you are 12 hours ahead of me. 12 hours ahead. That's a lot, eh? That's a lot. Nancy, everybody's saying hello to Kim. I'm so glad. Oh, Lorna, have a great afternoon. Popping off now. Have a meeting at 2 p.m. Bless you all. Bye. Thank you so much, Lorna, for popping by. I love Shasta Daisy, says Laurelie. Hello, Laurelie. I don't remember saying hello to you, but I'm so glad to see you. And I'm telling you, we are melting in the heat. Love my roses. Always love the red ones. Hey, Althea, you know, I go and buy roses at Woolworths. Now, obviously, in the USA, I know, you know, they speak of Woolworths, but with a little tongue in the cheek because it's old by them. But here by us, Woolworths is like, I know that Lorna compared Woolworths to Marks and Spencer in the UK, but it was comparing apples with apples. But I buy my roses at Woolworths because it is just lasts long. It looks beautiful. Cream roses or light pink roses with that little bits of white and the greenery that they have with it. Oh, it's beautiful. Love, love my roses, says Althea. Yes. And if you want, where do you buy? Yes, you don't have a Woolworths anymore, Debbie. Yes. Well, here, I tell you, if you come to South Africa, Debbie, I think you will also love to shop at Woolworths because their slogan here is the difference, because they are the difference in not only service, but in quality. So we do love our Woolworths. Everybody here in South Africa. So Priscilla, what is on your hook? Because Priscilla loves to make mosaic. She makes the most beautiful mosaic. I'm telling you. So what is your new projects for 2021? I have posted on my Facebook group my progress with my temperature blanket, and I'm getting the hang of that moss stitch. I want to bite that moss stitch. Even Woolworths food stuff, everything is nice. Exactly, it's quality. Yes, Althea. Anything you find in Woolworths is quality. So we are 0 Fahrenheit. No, they don't have wool at Woolworths, literally. Actually, Woolworths has nothing to do with wool. And you know, now correct me, the South Africans in the house, But I don't think that we have a lot of stores, except Checkers, that sells yarn and groceries and bathroom goodies and. Our yarn stores are usually exclusively yarn or yarn and crafting, but nothing else. So if you want yarn, you have to go to, it's not like I believe your Walmart sells just about anything. So no, we don't have that. If you want yarn, you have to actually go out of your way there to buy yarn. You see, maybe that is the difference. You're tempted easier because temptation is right there. We call that little pathway when you're standing in the queue on your way to the till, to the cash register. That is the little path of temptation, because that's where they tempt you to buy all little goodies that you didn't come for. But then it's just easy to pop it into your trolley. You are so right, Ursula. In Kimberley, it's just Checkers, also just chick yarn. Exactly. Now, our chick yarn is, hey, Althea, that's about what, 50 years old? Because I remember when I was 5, that was already around. No. Jessica, ask, how long has chick yarn been around? Jessica? Ask this lady. How long has chick yarn been around? Because chick yarn, I want to send, you know what? We want to send Julie, Whippy Chick, some chick yarn. Why not? More than 40 years. Yes, it's been around more than 40 years. No, it's more than 40 years because I'm 51. And when I was 5, I learned to crochet with light yellow colored chick yarn. And that means that's 45 years ago. So they're definitely older than 45. More than 45 years ago. I bought some lovely hand-dyed, yes, hand-dyed yarn, which I show you in my crochet chat number 3 video. Oh, so I must still think what I'm going to do with it. 100 grams, 400 meters each. I bought 6 or 8. 8. I must think what to make with it. It's the most beautiful colors. Yellows and the one is called Starry Night and it has yellow and blue. Jess, can you get the Bengal tiger and the Starry Night? I want to show you. I mean, you'll see it in my crochet chat number 3 video, but that is absolutely gorgeous. I must think what to make with it. I'm younger than you. You are young. Younger than me, says Tori. What does that mean? I'm younger than you. What do you mean I'm younger than you? That means you're 52. Hey? That makes me younger than you. back, I decided to load the dishwasher and put the skillets into soak. Yes, Barbara. What were we talking about now? 54. Tori, that's nothing. Eh? 54 is nothing. I'm telling you, I said we're in the 50s club with, what's her name? With Ginger. I said that we are in the 50s club because everybody is 50 something. The Starry Night looks like this. Can I show you? Hello, my lovely Ursula and all my princess Linda Simpson. I'm so glad you're here. You're just in time. We had Kmart and Ben Franklin's before Walmart. That's where I got my yarn. I was saying that we don't have shops in South Africa where you buy your yarn and your groceries and your whatever. You have to go to a shop that sells yarn to get yarn. I showed it in my crochet chat video, but you can have a look at this. Eh? Can you see this? Starry Night. Isn't this lovely? That is so beautiful. I think that is so beautiful. Now with this, I must still decide which one because there's two yellows. There's the very bright yellow. Doesn't look so bright, but it doesn't look bright on the camera, but it is bright. It's called Spiced Mustard. And this one's darker. The one is, I don't know if you can see with the light. The one is darker and the other one's lighter. Anyway, but there's a lot, like 400 meters on a ball. Lovely. I'm 52, says Michelle, and in the 50s club, pretty yarn. Yes. The 50s club is the best club. I can't wait to join the 60s club. Look at this Bengal tiger. See this? Doesn't this look like a Bengal tiger? Hey? All those colors on it. I love that. I love it. I love it. Because when you're 60, I think I'm not going to have all the pressure of a salary, having to earn a salary. You get your pension, which you've been, or your annuity, and you can follow your dreams. Nancy, you're in the 60s club. You and Linda, both. Looks orange and gold, doesn't it? Yes, it looks like oranges and golds. I love it. I just love it. I must figure out what to make with it. Because obviously, I mean, you want to wear this. You want to wear something like this. That's why I want to mix it with this, with the yellow. Let's just get the right yellow to go with it. But I love it. I love it. You see, that's what happened. And I bought this in December, but I didn't open it until yesterday in front of the camera. Sandra says, good grief, I'm 57 and I will be 58 in a couple of weeks. You don't look 58. Listen. Now that lady does not look 58, right? New crochet group, the 50 spookers group. And what do you do when you turn 60? Just say the 50s plus size. Ooh, no, then no, not plus size. Otherwise they think, you know, we're all overweight. Plus size. No, we're over age. I bought some yarn at Michael's on clearance, and in the clearance, you're the clearance yarn queen. Nancy, oh, you have the most beautiful yarns. And you whip up those blankets so quickly. I'm thinking of that modern granny square that you made with the blue. That blue. I mean, on the Sunday in your live, you were like, it could hardly fit in the screen. The next day it was on Facebook, done with a lovey. I've never actually done a lovey myself. Never. But it's so cute. It's a very cute idea. I bought some yarn at Michael's on clearance. Yeah, you're the clearance queen, you say. We are melting away there, and you guys are freezing. My ice is now put. But it's still cold. At least it's still cold. It's still cold. I just ordered a lot of yarn from Hirschner's. They finally had the yarn I wanted on sale, says Laura Lee. Barbara, the 50s plus anyone else who wants to join the Crochet Club. The weekend flew by. I don't know about you, but the weekend flew by because, you know, it's just one live on top of another live. And I was so glad yesterday I could catch Reggie's live because I often miss it. But I was on DOY Jeanette's live, and right after her live, there was Reggie's live. And you know how that is. Now, that was a subject right up my alley, which I enjoyed. And that is all the little gadgets in your, what did they call that little bag? A notions bag. I didn't know you call it a notions bag. So I learned something new. I thought, are they talking about that little bag with the scissors and the stitch markers and the measuring tape? A notions bag? That's nice. Now, I also know that's what you call it. But they had beautiful things. I want to get some pretty stitch markers, really pretty stitch markers. You know, the kind that Veronica from Steals the Show, Crochet and Chef. Veronica makes the most beautiful stitch markers. I want that kind. Not with bugs, but, you know, not anything with wings, but like she has hearts and whatever as stitch markers. And that's what I want. I haven't seen any local, none. Anyway, so I went onto Reggie's Etsy shop, but she said if I wanted her. Hey, the circle of doom mustn't mess with me today. What the heck? I've got some ice now. You know, and the girl is nice. Isn't she nice? She heard I wanted ice. I didn't even have to ask, and the ice comes walking. I think after this, it will be a Diet Coke. I love your nose bag, your giveaway. Tori, that's one of a kind. Hey, that's one of a kind. I won Veronica's Blingo last night. I can't wait to get my stitch markers, says Sandra. Congratulations, Sandra. Oh, to win something from V is wonderful. Wonderful. I want to order from V, and I'll pay the postage and everything. Because I don't think does V sell? Does she make stitch markers to sell? You know that Blingo comes up, is it 2 a.m. my time? Or 1 a.m.? I just never make it. It's like the yarn hookers, and it's like, what else? It's all after midnight for me. I've made stitch markers. Oh, you've made stitch markers. You have made in the past, or you've made recently, Nancy? I know, looking forward to trying to, oh, you're looking forward to trying to win it, Tori? And Sandra says, Nancy, I was dancing in the kitchen. It's always nice to win something. Hey, I've only once won something in the last, since I started my YouTube channel. And that was a US $25 Amazon gift card. Can you believe it? After this live, I'm going to contact the winners And then in an hour, it takes 5 minutes to send that e-gift card. You think she does sell them, Nancy? That's great. Laurelie, I bought the beads and then in things to make stitch markers, then wanted to see if people wanted to trade to get some different kinds. Trade what? Trade yarn. Maribel, V has sent them out to people if they pay for postage. Definitely check with her. Oh, I will definitely do that because hers, I love hers. I mean, I know it's going to be postage, but someone else on Reggie's live was also saying they can't see it around here, that we have the same beautiful stuff. Tori, I'm going to learn how to make stitch markers this year. I want to learn how to make project bags this year. That is something I want to learn. Got lovely material and I can stitch a little bit. How much do you need to be able to stitch to make a project bag? It's a square. And you can make it that it has a square bottom. It's not major sewing. And I was thinking of maybe crocheting a bag and lining it with that beautiful material I once showed you. So I want stitch markers on and a pom-pom by Veronica. I want patterns on Instagram by Secret Yarnery. Wow. I'll check out your video, Nancy. Trade stitch markers. Okay. My daughter can probably make stitch markers if she puts her mind to it, because she has the tools to do it. But I don't know if she hasn't done it yet or before, so we'll see. But I would like to get some. I love, I used the plain crochet hook. So it's not like I'm going to go out of my way to buy fancy hooks, because I only like the certain kind of hook. But I like fancy scissors, little scissors that are fancy and all shapes and colors and sizes and little things like that. So there are other gadgets that one can buy, I won a pattern once on the Secret Yarnery, says Tori. Jane, good morning. You're up at 6:17 a.m. to participate. I'm so glad. What? Hi, Inga, and hi, Fresh News 24/7. Hi, all. I'm 26 days COVID-free. Wow. 26 days COVID-free. That's great, eh? Nobody wants to have COVID. Absolutely. Absolutely. So we're talking about the things that go into the notions bag. I didn't know you call it a notions bag. Now I know. I should have called it that in the video. I did the video, then saw that, and I thought I could have called that a notions bag if I knew it was called a notions bag. Yay, fresh news. Third time was what? You've had COVID 3 times? My goodness. I didn't know you could get it. Wow, I've heard rumors of having it more than once, but maybe a different strain. Nancy, great fresh news. My sister's husband and nephew have COVID. And Jane Maldy Crazy Me says, no, I need ergonomic hooks due to surgery on my wrist. And Tori, don't forget the thumbs up. Thank you, everyone that hits the thumbs up. Just hit it on your way in. I appreciate that. Yes. No. But you see, I don't use fancy hooks. That's why I like, now the money must go towards something else fancy. What else is there? A nice little scissor is beautiful. And stitch markers is beautiful. Now that's why. Rose's Crochet. Good morning, Ursula. Good morning, Rose. How are you? It's melting hot here at 31 degrees Celsius, which is in your high 80s Celsius, Fahrenheit. So, and the rest of you are freezing, except Cheryl Rundle maybe and Squishy. Maybe by you it is not that cold. Do you have summer now? Jane, yes, you can get an every time come back. It's harder to recover from it. Wow. I did not know that. Great. Just waking up, getting ready for work, says Rose. Oh, yes, Rose. And where do you work? Do you have far... Nearly swallowed wrong. Do you have far to travel to work? Or do you work from home? Do you travel from your bedroom to your office by walking a few steps? Jane, mildly crazy me. I use any sharp object to cut my yarn. Oh, no, 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 no. Barbara, I crochet so tight when I use cotton yarn. I don't need lining for my tote bag. I use it as a project bag and keep a notion bag in it for hooks, stitch markers, scissors, a tablet, and pen to jot down notes. Right, right, says Rose. Am I right, Rose? Do you just walk from your bedroom to the desk in your lounge? That's the best. That is the best. But Barbara, you know, some people, when you teach them how to crochet, they crochet that tight. And it's difficult because then my daughter also crochets a little bit tight, so her work comes out smaller than mine. So, oh, you've got steps to go. You've got a few steps. So what, you have to go upstairs to your office or downstairs? Oh, that was really a wild guess. Maybe about 5 or 6 steps up or down, and then you're at your office. Oh, that's funny, hey? But that's great. So convenient. Rose, I was asking whether anybody has planned not to buy yarn this year. Everybody is buying yarn this year. They are not buying yarn this year. Laurelie, I crochet very loose. I have to line my bags. I ordered yarn to make my daughter a book bag for college. Oh, so what kind do you use? A thick cotton? That must be rough on the hands, isn't it? Or what? I crochet very loose. I have to line my bags. Oh, Barbara, that was funny. You saying you crochet so tight. You know, because you always need to line your bags because things can fall out. But not when Barbara is crocheting. No, no, no. I want to try my hand at project bags this year. I'm doing my first ever. I have been really good. It's always on sale and I just pass it up. What? Really? Very good. Very good, Rose. Jane, I don't buy yarn since 2010. Oh, I'm still not going to buy any this year either. Wow. So you must have a lot of stock, a lot of stash. If you haven't bought in what, 10 years? You haven't bought yarn in 10 years? You must have a lot. Oh, Rose, you say you have too much. And Laurelie, there are really good tutorials on sewing bags. Yes, I have been watching tutorials because I was thinking, and that's why I want to try it, because it doesn't seem so difficult. It seems it seems like if you know the basics of sewing, you can do it. Why not? And especially, the material I showed you last time is more of to do with sewing, not with knitting or crochet. So when I have the opportunity, I want to go to the shop, the same shop where I bought that, to see if they have material that has a theme of yarn, crochet hooks, knitting needles, something that's more, you know, what I do, which is crochet and knit. So I want to do that. I want to try it. Who knows? Maybe it can be in a giveaway. but I must do it right, so you can't find any fault with it. It must be perfect. Althea, love the yarn. Beautiful colors. Oh, thank you. You can do it, says Lorelei. I can try. I can try. Jane says, I gave 65% away and I was blind for 2 years. Now I kept the ones. I love it. I'm decluttering my life. Yes. Now, Jane, that's what I was saying. That's why I was asking a genuine question, not trying to be funny. If anybody's decided not to buy any yarn this year, because it might just be the year that they've decided not to buy any yarn, because I've decided not to buy yarn because I was at the time when I decided that a few years back, in the last 10 years, I was fed up with myself with the amount of whips I had. You get to a point where you want to declutter. So I just gave away everything that wasn't double knit, and it just felt like losing weight. Everything feels new and you feel better. I would only last a couple of months before I ran out. Yes, well, it depends. I wanted to finish all my whips, and I didn't plan on it taking 24 months to finish. It's just I still had children at school and life is busy. So couldn't finish all those whips. Hi, Wendy Bell. Good morning. And Sandra John. Good morning, everyone. Just dropping to say hello. Can't stay today. No problem. I tell you, 1 minute, 10 minutes, 100 minutes, every minute you give me, I appreciate. I wish we had better choices of DK, says Lorelei. Yes, I tell you, DK is my favorite. Is it 3-weight? Hey, 3-weight and thinner is my favorite. I prefer the 4mm hook and thinner, nothing thicker than that. So absolutely. I wish we had better choices. Because here in South Africa, when I was doing my temperature blanket, or I had to buy the yarn for the temperature blanket, I had to find a brand that stocked all the colors, or a wide range of colors, because our family knit and whatever stocked, but they didn't stock. They would have a lot of colors, but maybe they're not orange or not. And I'm like, now how do you call this rainbow and you don't even have orange? If you want to share the screen, I will tell you my story. Come, let me throw down the. In Kimberley, we don't have a lot of yarn shops. We are very limited, and it's frustrating, says Althea. Trudy Paxton! Hi, Ursula, and everyone in the chat. I'm telling you. Let me just quickly throw the link down for Jane. Jane says she wants to tell her story. Tell the story. I want to tell them. I want to hear the story. So the granny square blankets you make are double knit. Yes. I seldom do anything in bigger than double knit. Rose, it was great to finally catch your live. I have to run now. Blessings, everyone, and have a fantastic day. Yes, Roses. Helen, good morning, Helen. Hello, is it? There we go. Hello. There you go. I'm going to add Genevieve. Good morning. Hello, Jane.
Oh my goodness, I don't even look like I just woke up. I just woke up.
Fine.
I put an alarm to be part of the live stream. I'm so glad you shared the screen. Okay, why don't I buy yarn for so long? I lived in a little town with 200 people, and the next town was 26 miles north from mine or 50 miles south from me, and
yes,
somehow everybody, even being that far, everybody knows everybody. So it was a joke because in that town didn't have any foreigners. and I was the first one, and they were like, they treat me like a peacock, like exotic thing. So they had to know everything about me, right? And they know that I crochet and I knit it. So let's say somebody passed away because I was in Wyoming, and the population in Wyoming is a little bit older. So somebody passed away, and all of a sudden, and I opened my door in the morning, and there was boxes and more boxes and more boxes of yarn. So I inherit a lot of stash from a lot of I dare to say half a population of Wyoming. No, just kidding. It's not that many, but
Yes. But how blessed are
it
you? That's
filled
fantastic.
my basement was like a yarn slash um, fabric store. Then the more I got yarn, that some people that know me from other channels, I call it dead people yarn. You know, I used to put a flashlight and
Yes,
say,
of course.
I have
Of
dead
course.
people yarn. And and then I had a friend that was 102 years old, just
Wow.
102. And her stash was magnificent. It took almost her whole house. And she passed away, and she left everything that has to do with knitting and crochet for me.
Wow.
And
Why
then
is that like Christmas?
I didn't think so, because that brought me, and that was, I call the slap, because she had yarn from 1930s that was $12.
So
That
it's
would be
vintage.
yeah, it was very expensive stuff, and she never used. And and all the magazine and the boxes of hooks, in Portuguese you say needles, and the knitting needles and all the gadgets and the fancy little things. And plus there was all other stuff that she used to do. So I did a garage sale, a mega garage sale, with all her crafts and things that nobody wanted. And I sewed. So I did a Marie Kondo, and I pick up some of the yarn I wanted from what she
Mm.
left for me.
You chose
And
what you wanted to keep.
yeah, but even that, I have two skeins of yarn, of all the yarn. That's all I have, two. And for a year or two, I carried all these dead people yarn in my life, and it was so. I do not know if you have too many yarn to me, and especially because it came from other people. I was always looking at that beautiful yarn, and there was nothing wrong. Didn't smell like mothballs. It wasn't dirty. They were properly packed, vacuum sealed. They were like, oh, it was amazing. Then I started thinking, where did she buy these for? And I looked at the magazines that from the same year, and I was like, which of these projects she had in mind? And I couldn't come up with ideas, because I was always wondering what did this person was thinking when she bought this yarn? Did she buy as a comfort, escape, or because she was inspired? And then started driving me nuts and was sucking all my inspiration away. So for a whole year, I did nothing but, well, everybody knows I'm crazy about hats. So I did hats. I donate hats and hats and hats for the firefighters, to the Cancer Society, to who knows, whoever needed. I gave hats away. I walked down the street when I used to go to the doctors, and I had a bag of hats. And I used to go, here, bright up your day, wear a hat, because it was snowy there, you know. So when it was cold, I used to walk around giving hats away like a mad person. I am mildly crazy.
No, you're not.
and
No.
um, and imagine a handmade hat, either knitted or crocheted, really brighten up somebody's day. You know, it was awesome.
Of
But then I
course.
got tired, and I said enough. So I contacted organization in Colorado called, I think it's called Grannies for Grannies. It was all about granny squares for the grannies. So the grannies in that nursing home, I do not know what it was. They used to like to make granny squares. So I called the lady and I said, "Do you need any yarn?" And the lady, "Yes." I said, "You need to come either with a truck or a van. I have a lot.
Wow.
I have 20, I have 20 65 um, gallon trash bags to the max. And you might, and I said, and I can't lift, so you got to do all the work." And she, but before that, I asked a friend of mine that knits as well in crochet. I said, "Do you need any yarn? Have a field day in the basement." And she grabbed everything, and the rest I said, "Did you have fun?" "Yes." "Did you get everything you wanted?" She said, "Yes." "So now we're gonna put the rest in the bags." So because I
Wow.
have mobility issues, my right side's out of place. um then the lady was so happy, and it makes me so happy that I was able to help those grannies make granny squares. And sometimes they did sell the thing, or they just used in the nursing home, and it was very beautiful and colorful. Then after I gave away the 65%, I still had a lot of yarn, a lot. And I said, if I die tomorrow, will my yarn end up in the front of somebody's house? And will my yarn that I paid, let's say $15 in 1930, will be sold in a garage sale for $1, because the value, the beauty was just for that person. Not everybody see fibers or
Of
something
course.
in the same way. And I said, I don't want that for me. I really didn't. And I didn't want it to burden somebody to have to deal with my craft stuff. So then in 2015, I moved from Wyoming to Texas, and it was a long trip. And then I cut that 65. I live in Dallas, Texas. Then I cut the 65, the left amount in half. Then when I got in Texas, I do not know, I went blind for 2 years.
Wow.
So I
Wow.
couldn't, my retina detached. And I'm blind in one eye. So it was like a country song. I'm blind in one eye, can't see out of the other for 2 years. And I had 5 surgeries, and I can see now. But when I start seeing things differently, because I just didn't want to carry all this stuff. So I did a Marie Kondo on my yarn. I put all the different fibers together by category, all the colors together, and then I picked up the one that brings spark. And then it's kind of hard because every yarn brings spark. But I
Yes.
just kept the one, my original yarn. Sounds horrible to say that. My original yarn, the ones that I purchased because I wanted to do something special, and they were special to me. They were the first one to get out of the pile, amazingly enough. So then I just did that, and the rest I took to other organizations that do things, or school that where they teach kids. And 2 3 years ago, I won 3 giveaways. So I was like, no, no, I put my name, but I really, really didn't want it. But I really want it because one of the yarn that yelled at me all the time was the mandalas, the little balls with they are so
Yes.
cute. They are beautiful. I don't want to do anything with them. I just love to stare the colors because they're so beautiful. I would decorate a wall with those balls of yarn, because they're so beautiful. The changes of
Yes.
colors. So I kept the mandalas, and I got a lot of, what do you call, a pound of love? Is that what you call? Have you heard of those? Does
We
it
don't have the same yarn in South Africa, so
is
I
a
mean, I'm sure
whole
that
big
the
pound?
Americans will know what you're talking about.
is a very big, is a mega size ball. Is like
Yes.
you can
But
make
a
a,
pound is a lot.
yeah, a pound of love. That's
That's like
what's,
5 balls in one.
yeah, is a pound of love the name. And I got a lot of pound of love, and I got those
Wow.
pound of loves, and I gave them away. I passed it on. It was, I used the thing that they say in my country. If you give me something, then it's mine, and I can do whatever I want with it. So I
Absolutely.
I decided to teach people how to crochet with them, and because I used to have 500 crochet hooks, I used to separate sets of the ones that is more like simple, the basic, and do the little, put it in a little bag and do like a little heart because it was a pound of love, right? And give it
Yes,
away and to pass it on to somebody. So it is a pound of love, isn't it?
it is.
The thing is huge. It's like almost the size of a small
I've
watermelon.
seen, I have seen. We don't have that in South Africa, but I have seen it. Absolutely. Someone was asking if you have a channel, Jane.
I do. I have to. I have is mildly crazy me. I tried to do a little live stream 2 weeks ago. I wasn't feeling well, and I was a very short, 15 minutes, and I was showing my hands. But every time I have a chance, and now I have 3 large totes of yarn, and I'm so happy. But my goal is to have one. I'm saying a large tote, not a little medium, a large tote of yarn. I think that is a reasonable amount of yarn that it won't weigh you down. Because if you, in my
Yes,
mind, if you have too much yarn, the fun of crocheting or knitting is to always get that fresh new yarn, that new thing. When you go to the store and you see the fresh yarn, you touch it, and we don't smell it anymore because of COVID. But remember, you used to feel the texture, and the yarn has a certain smell. And I noticed that the yarn nowadays, they come in a bag already, so there's no contamination. So I guess they always did, but the stores used to take it away. Um, I did that not just with my yarn, but with everything. I just sold my house in Wyoming, moved to Texas, got a 1 bedroom apartment, and I just don't. It sounds it's a horrible image in my mind, but that's what I'm gonna say. I used to be a snail with that thing on the top, and now I'm just a slug, free to slime away. You know?
but that is, listen, the point is that you totally get what I mean when I said it was, I didn't decide to for 2 years not buy yarn because I am so disciplined. I was fed up with the situation I had, and I
Well,
wanted to change that. You know what I mean?
I
So
didn't.
I
I
can
didn't hear
I
that
can
part.
hear that you totally get what I meant, you know. I mean, your
Yeah.
situation is, and your story is wonderful. You can just read the comments. Everybody is saying what a heartwarming story, and
Oh, thank.
how touched they are by your story, because it is fantastic. It is really touching, you
Well, I
know.
didn't hear. I just came a little bit. I didn't come exactly at the beginning, so I probably missed why you don't wanna to.
No, I just mentioned, okay, so I tell you what I mentioned yesterday in DOY, in Jeanette's live. I said,
Drinking water.
yes, yes, cheers. And
Cheers.
yesterday I asked, it was nearly the end of the live, and I just asked, is there anybody that has a New Year's resolution not to buy yarn? And the whole lot of them was like, wow, no ways, no ways. And I'm like, and I mentioned, you know, that I did it because I was fed up with the amount of whips I had. And it was just too much. I mean, my husband would say, I'm not sleeping in a bedroom, I'm sleeping in a bookshop and a yarn store. So Now, obviously, okay, men, a lot of men complain anyway, absolutely unnecessarily. But I get his point. So, and I got fed up. So I decided to declutter and how do you say purge? And I just took everything that wasn't double knit, put it in black bags, and now there was about 4 black bags. Now you see, to me, that's even a lot, but that's not even a drop of what you are describing, how much. And I gave it to someone that I knew was new at crochet and couldn't afford the yarns, so I gave it to her. Her husband wasn't happy. My husband was happy to deliver it to her, and then, but I felt, you feel so relieved. It's like a weight falls off you. And since then, I've only had double knit, and then I've only had 2 whips ever. It bugs me if I have more because it feels to me like I'm leaning towards that, not hoarding, but too much, too much. I'm like guarding against it. And then, yes, I do have other yarns now again, but I really don't buy a lot. I want to say much and a lot in the same word. It doesn't work. Anyway, so that's why. So that's what I said in the beginning. But they really, Kelly says, hi there, New Day Creation. Dawn, good morning. And Kelly from I Bring It says, I am there now too, Ursula. You see, so yeah, and Althea also says, we don't have a pound of love. Wish we had it here. And I know that Nancy said she does have it. I'm just throwing the comments on because I'm not sure if you can see it.
I can.
But if I throw it on, then yes. So then if you can obviously see it if I throw it on. Hey, obviously, it's good manners, hey? Because you are my guest. And here, Pat says, I can't find myself doing more than 1 whip at a time. You see, so I think it's if you got to the place, there were now, I don't know if maybe you were talking and you didn't see, but the comments that I threw up for you, they were saying such beautiful things about your how inspiring your story is. So do you not want to drop your link so that they can pick it up?
I will when I get out of the stream.
Yeah,
yard.
but it's mildly crazy me. Let me see if because I mean that's not the end of the story. Now that you say you haven't bought yarn in 10 years and now this is 11th year. So what is lying ahead in 2021, do you think? What is your
I call my UFOs
have you let your thoughts
unfinished. My unfinished objects, my UFOs. I have the 2019 how you call it, temperature blanket that I started, and my cat. I have a service dog, and I have a emotional support cat, and my emotional support cat died, and it was such a devastating thing, and I felt very sick. In 2019.
Well, that is to me like that's if someone now says 2019, to me that's just before COVID. That's how I think about 2019
pre-COVID.
now. Yeah, because
so
for us the entire 2020 was like COVID. It hardly started. February was just done, and COVID hit us, or hit the world. So if someone says 2019, I'm like, oh, you mean just before COVID?
Yeah.
Yes.
But so I started on the first day of 2019, and she died close to Valentine's Day, and I passed many months just crying and stuff. And then I got another cat that you might see around here, and my heart get filled with love again. And it's not the same cat. I had my cat for 18 years. It's like I suffer of refractory migraine, and when I have migraine, I train my cats to be by my head, because the cat pearl, how you say, lower your blood pressure, so it kind of
is it?
Yes. Um,
I didn't know that.
yes, and it's the only noise I can hear and doesn't bother me when I have migraine. So she took care of me for 18 years and she passed away. So I am in September in that blanket. So I have that blanket. I have a baby blanket that I started and I didn't finish. And I have another baby blanket. And I'm doing hats between these three projects. So the only thing that I'm allowed to start is a hat because a hat is about 2, 3 hours. I call my instant
Yes,
gratification. So you feel like you
yes,
finish something, but I'm more so I finish a whole bunch of hats. Dead people yarn.
yes. You see there, she says, I understand the feeling about the dead people yarn, as most of my yarn came from my mom, my grandma, aunt, boyfriend's mom, my older sister. Only my aunt is still alive. Oh, Barbara, and does she have a lot of yarn? How old is your aunt? No, shame. Hi, Granny D that came in, and Trudy, and anybody that I missed that came in now, and Linda, and I didn't want to miss anybody now. But this is now a fantastic story. Oh, Jane, this is fantastic. And
No,
and to think how privileged I am
oh
that
no.
it is on my life, caught on camera, your story. It
It's
is so,
my
I
crazy
find it
story.
inspiring and heartwarming. So,
I
you live alone now, and in
no
your
no I
condo,
don't
you say.
I I'm married. I'm married. It's
Uh,
me, my husband, my dog, and the cat. But I
okay.
usually say in a different order. Me, the cat, the dog, and the husband. That's how is that's how the order that goes, right? The level of importance, I do not know. Because I love them all the same way. Like, I don't have kids, so I
Yes,
torment my animals. You know,
of
they
course,
are
of course. The animals
my
are
first
like,
dog is amazing. But she's
mm,
also towards the her lifespan. You know, she's a Sholly, is a Sheltie with a German Shepherd, and they said the lifespan is 10 years. So when she completed 8 years, I was like, and I answered the doctor, I can't handle. She has 2 more years, and now she's 14. She's
wow.
shaking. I was like, yay! And now I enjoy every single day, and I do a lot of decoration for her head, and um, every day is an special occasion. Every day is a gift with her.
Celebration of life. Eh? Every
Yeah,
day is a
because I was
celebration of
like,
life.
if I just focus on the day that she's gonna leave, and I keep thinking, like, it's stealing away from me my present time with her. So now we just have fun. So this is her dressed up
Do you,
as
uh, what kind of dog is she?
she's a Sholly, like Golden Doodle, Labradoodle. Sholly
Yes.
is Sheltie and German Shepherd, but they didn't make it as it was not, I say, approved.
Okay.
So there isn't many of them. That was a New Year's. I decorate
Okay.
my dog like and then she has Valentine's Day, and she have the birthday, and she have it's just it's just
It's
amazing.
like a human. I mean, dogs are very
Let's see here, quickly
expressive.
getting without the glare.
Oh, that's so sweet. That
She's
is
a
so
sweet,
sweet.
cute thing.
So, are you taking videos of your dog? Obviously.
I
I
don't
mean,
make as many.
when she's no longer there, you will have footage that you can watch. Yes or no?
Yeah, but I kind of put it aside because it creates such a hole in the heart. I have
Of
two cats
course.
that passed away, and um, I had a white cat that she used to like to leave it in the corner to come and catch me or something. And her name was Lilu. And after today, sometimes there is a little bag, like a Walmart bag that maybe fell down and I didn't pick up. And I look, and all of a sudden, I think it's kind of weird.
Yes,
Like,
you thought it's her.
this is how I wake up, with this smiley face every day.
Ah, that is so
Like,
sweet.
and I like the powdered face that it used to be all
Yes,
black, her face, like over here in the
yes.
front.
Oh,
And
it's a bit of gray. The aging, hey.
she is, and I notice if
No,
I
I mean, dogs also get a bit of gray
they
in
get
their
gray in the front.
facial hair when of
And
age. I've
this
seen
cat
that.
in the box is my new cat.
Sweet.
Her name is Leela because she looks
Yes.
like my first and my second cat. There was Lilu and Layla, so it's Leela.
Okay.
I know.
You know,
Um,
I'm
Look at these. You know how many expensive
beautiful.
little cushioning things I got? And she won a box that came with eggs. It's
Yes.
amazing. I love animals. They bring so much joy, and all they do is give and give and give and give. And if you if you just um, if you just learn to love like an animal, sounds like weird to say, your world gonna be
No,
totally different.
unconditional.
When I got
Unconditional.
my service dog, I had depression so bad that my stomach didn't want to digest. My heart
Shame.
didn't want to beat. I couldn't think. I just was like
Of course.
basically a vegetable. And it was
Yes.
clinically. I was clinically. I used to end up in a cardiac um ward because I had heart problems, because depression did that. And then I got this dog, and the first thing I did not know, when if you guys noticed, when a dog lay down on the grass, he goes rolling on the grass. And I was just sitting. I used to have big boulders, and I purchased boulders to decorate or do a Zen sculptures, and I used to make it into places that you could sit. And I sat down there, and she was rolling on the grass. She was about 8 weeks. That's when you can bring them home. I just had her for a couple
Yes.
of days. And the joy on that dog's face for rolling on the grass. And I told myself, I want to be that happy. I would never roll on the grass, but I will roll on the yarn. I'll be
Yes.
all
That's
that
a
happy.
good way.
And she taught me how to smell the flower, because she used to smell the flowers, and to enjoy the little things, eat the ladybugs or do something, and then not be mad. And it's hard right now, but it will be better. And she took me out of that funkiness, and she got me to where I am now. And a lot of things that I do nowadays, I trained her as therapy dog, because she helped me so much that I want her to help others. And that's why I start giving so much, making things to there is no better feeling that you open the door and there is somebody shaking and wiggling, and their face is like, oh my gosh, you came back. It's
That is the
so
thing. That the thing is that dogs, I cats. Look, I love cats. I was raised. My mom raised us with dogs, but when I met my husband, he's a cat person. That's so. From since then, we've had cats, and I've learned to read cats. But still, dogs are expressive. They are always glad to see you, whereas the cat will not jump up like that. Not your
cat
average
has
cat.
two looks. It's like,
Yes, they look.
Then, human,
Yes,
insolent
yes,
human,
yes,
clean my litter box, feed me, and don't disturb me. I will come to you
yes. Look,
when I feel like,
yes.
right? That's a cat.
Listen, have you ever heard that the saying that they say, cats have autism? Have you heard that? Because they're not, because my son has autism, and now with because we've had cats and dogs, I can understand it because everything is going on, but it's going on the inside where you cannot see it. But which
But
is so great about a dog because it is expressive, and sometimes you need, because say for instance you have the depression. Now what you want is someone to come along and pick you up because they must express their happiness. What does it help? They walk past you, they feel happy, but it's on the inside. You don't see it. Now that's
I
the thing with
can
a
really
dog. It's
do
so
that too,
expressive.
but in a different way. Like if one day I was laying down crying, and this cat came to me and she said, "Why are you crying?" It's kind of weird. Scientists says that a human and their pet, they have their own communication, not words, but they communicate
Yes.
with each other. And she said, "What you doing? Why you crying?" And I continue crying, and she come with the paw. Stop crying!
Yes.
And it made me laugh because she's like beating me up. Like, "Do you want to cry? I'll give you a reason to cry." That's a cat way to snap you out of your funkiness, right? She's
I want
amazing.
to ask you a question. I want to
Sure.
ask you a question. It is my experience, so I want to ask your opinion. If you've ever experienced that, and ladies in the chat, I am not ignoring you. That's why I throw your comments on there because I read them all.
I'm sorry, people.
Um, no, no, no. I want to ask you a question, and obviously those in the chat they also have an opinion. But I have found, my daughter at the age of 3, she was gifted a cat. I went to choose the cat, and I brought the cat home. And the cat was so sick. I didn't know. My mother said to me, "You must never choose a cat that is so quiet because that means the cat is sick." I didn't know that. I just thought the cat is calm. The other cats were crazy, and I didn't have energy because I already had 2 little kitties at home screaming their heads off. I wanted something calm. So I chose this little tabby cat. And she was just sitting in the morning sun there with her little white chest. You know what a tabby cat looks like? And I thought, you are coming home with me. But the others were like climbing up on this gate, wanting to come home with me. And I'm like, no ways. I can just see you against my curtain or anywhere. Thank you. I have crazy at home. I want to take sane home. So now that cat had 2 little babies only. And I thought that the cat was going to have a lot of babies and then I would just keep one. But because she only had 2, I kept both. Now, after that, my life trauma happened, a lot of trauma happened. So when the first of those 3 cats, they went through everything, they went with us. Now, when the first one died, and I came home. I went to put out that cat that night. I was playing Cat Stevens loud on in my car. I've never played Cat Stevens again since that night, and I was crying all the way home. Now I want to ask you, because I've had these 3 cats. They have all passed away by now. Okay, so this is now 17, 18 years later. I now have a cat. And it is to me uncanny how this cat is so much like the first mother cat that I went. It's like, I don't believe in reincarnation, obviously. Not obviously, because I'm a Christian, so I don't believe in reincarnation. But I said to the Lord, if it can happen that you can put that personality in this cat and bring her back to me, it feels to me like that, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because and they didn't know each other. They had a little bit of time that they overlapped in my house, but but it was like they didn't want to go into each other's areas even. So they didn't socialize. But it is to me sometimes amazing, the same things that I miss about that very first cat is in the one that I have now. And I know we are going to live longer than the cats and the dogs. So I know the day will come when I have to say goodbye, but that's why I stagger my pets. I know this one will have a lifetime of maybe 20 years. So when she's 10, I must get another one because it will break my heart when that one has to go. So at least I
That's
have the
called
comfort of the other one.
the breech dog or
Yes.
the breech cat.
But have you ever, because there was a movie with this dog that would die and then he would come back as a puppy of someone else. What is the name of that movie? I can't even think
With
what the
the
name of
life
that
of a
movie
dog?
is. I don't, maybe, but the point
I
is that
didn't
that
see.
movie was very good to me. I loved watching that movie because this guy got this dog as a little boy, and when he was much older and he was in an unhappy place in his life, this dog found him again. And it was just such a he had taught this little puppy a trick. And because it was now obviously it's only a story, but it was so uplifting that when he was grown up, he found this dog. This dog found him again, and he tried to teach this dog the thing, or he showed him, but he didn't believe the dog because he thought, this is not the same dog. So what does it matter, you know? And the dog did the trick, and he was amazed. But I thought to myself, I know that feeling because I've had it with my cat.
Mm-hmm.
That it's amazing. My
I had
dog,
a.
a dog's promise. She says it's called a dog's promise. My daughter
I'm
now look
gonna
it
have
up.
to see it. I just
But
know
that is
that
for me, it was fantastic.
my cat now, she looks like my first and my second cat together combined.
Wow.
However,
Okay.
I literally think this cat now, has some screw loose in the hand, or she's crazy, or my friend said she might be autistic. And people don't think that animals have the same mental issues that we would have, but they do. My first cat, she died with dementia. You know, she did the same thing as an older person with dementia goes through,
Yes.
except in the length of 3 years. And I had to put her away. Put I had to put her to
I
sleep
had to put her down. Yeah.
because after 4 years, almost 5, taking care of her, it's very sad when the cat doesn't know who you are. When she doesn't eat, she went from 11 pounds to 4.5 pounds because it
Wow.
just like a regular person. And my second cat, she had cancer in the esophagus, so her stomach
Yes.
was empty and she was very hungry, but she couldn't eat.
Oh, that's terrible,
And
eh?
at that time, I was waiting for disability, and I'm still very sick. I don't look sick, but I am. Um, and I didn't work for 2 years, and I didn't have money to put my cat to sleep.
Mm.
So some friends from Facebook, from this cat, one of the cats groups that they have on Facebook, they got together and they sent me $150 to put the cat to sleep. Some people thought I was trying to con. I said, why am I going to con anybody for $150? If you're going to con
Yes.
somebody, con for millions or thousands or something worth it to dirty up your
Yes.
hands. And I said, it was so sad. And my friend said, I can try to get money so you can get the ashes. And I said, I don't want it. I don't want the ashes. The ashes won't pearl. I have a Brazilians have a hard time saying RL. So just say the pearl, Carl, Earl, all those
Good.
words.
But a cat purr, you can leave
Purr.
off the
I
L.
keep saying purr, but yeah. So it won't keep me warm, won't keep me company, will be just there. So
Yes.
so
I also did not keep my cat's ashes. None of them. I did not keep the ashes because, first of all, for me to go and take the cat to be put out, I phone them and say, I am so overwhelmed. I'm phoning you now to say I'm coming. Don't ask me questions when I get there because I cannot speak. My jaw is clenched. I'm coming to pay you for this. When you see me, this is what I'm there for. Let me swipe. I go out to the car. When you're ready, call me in. That doctor still wanted to know, do you want this? Do you want that? I could not answer any questions. I Because I thought if I open my mouth, it's going to be an
it's a
ugly
very
boo-hoo
painful
cry.
thing.
Because I think it's because saying goodbye to that cat was closing a chapter, and it was a traumatic chapter, and that is why it was so very. I try. If you get to know me, I try. I will not show my emotion on. I show my emotion when I sit on my chair next to my bed when I'm talking to God. That is where I cry. I don't cry in front of people. Hardly ever will anybody outside this house see a tear. It does not mean I'm not sad. It does not mean something doesn't hurt me. But I don't like to show emotions outside to other people. But so for me, I didn't want to go to the vet and be all this crying there because what she cannot comfort me. My heart is broken. I need time.
In
Only
many,
God
many
can put
cases.
my heart back together. So you cannot
So
give to me what I need.
this last time I went, and I finally, and then I called many vets, and I found the place, and I scheduled Valentine's Day because you know
Oh,
that little cat from Pepe La Pew that go Shahi, and they, the little cat that the skunk keep trying to kiss. That was my cat. She was so kissable. She was edible, and so everything for her with heart and Valentine's and everything for Valentine's days was hers. So I wanted to make that special date because it was hearts and beautiful,
yeah, because she's so loving.
but she didn't make it. So
She didn't make it to the 14th.
no, she didn't. She died on the
Okay.
8th. Um,
Okay.
she had hours basically. By the time I acquired the money, I felt so guilty because she was a 15 pounds cat and she died at 7 pounds. And
Mm.
because the cancer ate her away, I was supposed to put her to sleep before, but I didn't have any money. Um,
Mm.
and when they gave the first injection, the in Wyoming they give the cat the first injection, give you a little time, and then give the second injection. Here is like, and she was gone, and it was like I couldn't even feel my body, and to me, I was like, very apparently my it was so loud that they had to close the clinic because everybody outside of the room start crying, and my husband said he never heard um I don't even know if you can say a cry, so much sorrow in the cry.
Sobbing. Sobbing?
No, he said the people could hear how heartbroken I was, and the people
Oh,
that was in the
yeah.
waiting room start crying too. And I wrapped her with a Valentine's Day scarf, and I got a little velvet rose, something very simple, and I tied like a little gift because she had also her blanket, and I tied,
Yes.
and I left there like a little gift on the table. But I asked the vet to shave her fur by the heart, and there is a thing called memory bead, and you can
Okay.
get the fur and send it. to the person is about $30-$40 or more, depending who you choose to do it. You can find on Etsy, and they make the bead and the color you want. So she was black and white. She was a tuxedo, and she had green eyes. So she put the fur in there, put the epoxy, and she sprinkled green um, glitter, so I can use on a Pandora
Wow.
bracelet. I have for all my animals. The
Wow.
lady was so nice, and she said, "I'm gonna just send me all the animal fur, and I will make it for you." So I even have for Haley, and I just don't have the Pandora bracelet, but I carry those beads in a little bag everywhere with me. It sounds ridiculous, but
No,
it was a way that
no,
I kept with me. What I thought was better than ashes. And I do not know if you guys see, but if you go on Etsy and type memory beads, you can do that. You can get a whisker or something from the animal, and they put inside, and it's made with the inside is made with silver, so it goes with the Pandora bracelet. And I thought that was
okay.
so amazing.
So it's like a piece of jewelry. So it's
Yes,
like a piece of jewelry. Obviously, it's made
yeah, it's a
pretty,
very chunky
and
bead.
yes. But the thing
So
is, if you, especially you don't have kids, so I think, now I don't want to talk on behalf of anybody but myself. Especially, I think, if you don't have children, your pets are your children. And even
yes,
I do have children. And I tell you, I wanted to, I bawled my eyes out when I had to put that cat out. That was just, and the last cat, I actually just said to my husband and my daughter, "This is your cat." But the cat always was with me. "You go," because I couldn't do it again. So the two
yeah.
of them went. So, and
Well,
because I thought, you know what, it's your turn, because I've had too many animals that I had to go and have put out, and it is just, yes, no, your turn is your turn. You take your
I
turn.
think
It's
love is
yeah.
love. Love is love. And
Hmm.
either it's the same thing if you adopt a kid or if you have your own kid, or if the love is the animal is your kid, or just love. If you're gonna miss somebody that you love, either being furry or not furry, or somebody that talks back, or somebody that meows or
Furry
barks.
babies. That's
Yeah,
why they call it furry babies.
yeah, so I do not know. I used to crochet them clothes and wigs, little cat
Yes, yes,
cats.
yes.
It's so much fun to crochet for cats. Like once you put a
It is.
sweater,
It's like playing with a doll.
yeah, but they they paralyzed. I do not know if anybody here has a cat, and if you ever crocheted anything, the minute you put a sweater on a cat, they go. It's hilarious. Like
They are like,
kryptonite.
yeah.
It's hilarious. They go, and they go like, "Oh no, I can't move." It's
Oh
fantastic.
yes.
As I love to pick on
Wow.
cats. I love to pick on dogs. I'm sorry I put a little sad story, but um
No, it was a very inspiring story. It's not sad. It's a very inspiring story. I mean, this is amazing. I don't know anybody that has not been able to or did not buy yarn for 10 years, but now I can understand it. I
yes,
mean, this is not your average, "I'm a crocheter and I didn't buy yarn for 10." That is a story behind that,
yes.
for sure.
I didn't want to carry the emotions that somebody else had for that yarn, and I didn't want to create ties. I didn't want to marry the widowed yarn,
The
and
older with the new. Yes,
yeah,
I understand, because
actually
I've also.
no. It wasn't the age of the yarn. It was the idea that somebody purchased to make something and never got to do it. And they ran
Hmm.
out of time, or they ran out of love or for the yarn or for the project. And
Mm.
I just didn't want to commit to that. And it was very overwhelming to me because I used to, you know, if I see the hat or if I see the whatever they were making, maybe I can finish and will complete something, will mean something. But it didn't have any. It was just yarn and vase and boxes in front of my house, not little boxes, large boxes of yarn. There is some beauty on vintage yarn, but it's really hard to match with new yarn. So once you get the
Yes,
vintage yarn,
yes,
you gotta make sure that you have enough, or you gotta
absolutely.
be very creative because you can go. I think it's Ravelry, and you can buy.
Ravelry.
Yeah, I can never say the name of the store, the site, and sometimes people have that, and you can buy from them. But
They have what?
vintage yarn, the discontinued yarn.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I
you
hardly
gotta
ever
make.
go on Ravel. I must confess. I mean, Ravelry and even Etsy, to me, I'm not sure if it's just because I'm South African. And here you buy most of what you want, yarn related. You go to the store and you buy it because it's at the store. So
Well,
online before COVID was really not. We have online called Take a Lot, Raru, 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 and Loot, Loot. Those three sites to me are the most common sites in South Africa, and they, if I buy something there, it's for the office, it's DVDs, it's games, it's books, it's not all the lovely stuff you get on Ravelry and Etsy, which is crochet related. For
Ravelry
us,
is
crochet,
more.
you go to the store to buy it.
Ravelry is more like, I don't know if I'm pronouncing right. I'm butchering the English language.
But we know what you mean.
uh, is more like um, a site where you can get patterns either free or you can purchase, where you can take photos of whatever you make and post and rate the pattern or whatever. And used to be for knitting and crochet, and now is for knitting, crochet, loom, and this and that. And I used to, when they opened their site, I think it was 2006, I used to get patterns and translate for Kristen Kapoor. I think that's her name. Is one a designer.
Oh,
I used to um, translate for other designers from English to Portuguese. Then I stopped. I tried to do that for fun. I don't have the software to
oh,
translate professionally, so
mm,
I remember that somebody said it was One Day Barrette, the name of the pattern, and
okay.
it was a beautiful. You crochet from the top to bottom. You crochet, no, you knit. Usually hats, when it's knitted, you start from the brim
The
up.
bottom up.
Yeah, but this one is amazing. You can do with any gauge, any yarn, and
Wow.
it's all by the measurement until you get to finish the beret. And I remember I made one mistake, that I said, instead of this yarn was dyed on I said was painted, in Portuguese, and that I was crucified. I was like, the instructions of the pattern was perfect, was tested to people that never seen the pattern. So what was the big whoop to do that if I made a mistake of one stupid mistake, and it was free? So who cares? Enjoy the pattern. Forget the mistake. The mistake is not on the instruction, was on the comment about a yarn. So, and I got very, because I used to work as an interpreter. I used to work for um medical, FBI, land, court. But then I got these neurological issues and my accent got thicker and I get confused. I forget what I'm trying to say. I try to say something, something else come out. And it's amazing to me how one illness can deteriorate even your speech. And people think it's
Yes.
because English is second language, but it happens in both languages.
Mm.
I had to do a test for
Yes.
6 hours to make it sure that I wasn't, losing it all. But sometimes my speech is much better than now. But I'll take what I can.
Yes.
But
But I look.
I'm sorry.
You speak Portuguese. You speak Portuguese is your first language.
Yes.
Now,
Well,
now my first
at this
language.
point, I say it's 50-50 because I was 25 years in Brazil, was born, raised there, but then I'm in the United States for 27 years. So I
Yes.
I think it's equally now. Um,
Now, you see, for me, I was also married at 25, but I'm Afrikaans. So now 25. I was married at 26, and now I'm 25 years married to this Englishman, English-speaking South African. So, and but still, for me, if I'm tired or so, or if it has been a stressful day, then um, to translate becomes it's like I lose my ability to translate. The words just escape me. So I can totally relate to that. And I mean, I'm not even half nothing sick or nothing, and I have the problem.
it was interesting that I didn't want to stop working. I loved working. I was somebody else's voice. I was the voice for the person that didn't speak English, for the judge, or for the agent or the doctor.
Mm.
It's like I felt like an actress. Today I
Yes,
will be a doctor. And I did so well, and I have a lot of certificate of excellency. But it was funny when this neurological disorder hit. It hit so fast, and I went crash and burn. I remember my last job was something similar to get there, and the doctor says, "Hi, what bring you to the yard today?" Right? Usually, that's what a doctor say, and the person would say, "Let's say, oh, I have pain on my back." A simple rendition, and I couldn't remember the word pain, and I froze, and then the doctor got very irritated because he thought I was milking it. And I was like, no, I just got a blank. I'm sorry. And then the aphasia hit me and I couldn't speak. And that was my last job. And I quit, and my doctor retired me basically because I talked to her, and I went to disability court, and I said I would have loved to take my last breath interpreting, but ooh, amigurumi. Well, let me know anything. If I can help, find me on Facebook, Jane Grant.
but finish that sentence. You said you wanted to take your last breath interpreting.
Interpreting. But when the aphasia
That's how
hit,
much you love it.
yes, and I said I came to United States. I didn't know English. I learned English in 6 months. Took me 3 years to get this darn language under control because English is impossible. It makes no sense. If you come from if you come from a background like Spanish, Portuguese, French, Italian, where the words, if you break it down, the words, just medical words, let's say, dermatitis, inflammation in the skin, dermatitis, So it makes sense. The languages that come from the Romance language, even the words, if you break it down, has makes sense. Then you come to United States and you learn a language that you say, why do you have to say like that? And everybody goes, oh, because that's the way it is. No, it cannot be. It gotta have an explanation. Then you go to college and you ask that professor, why? And the person, that's the way it is. And I was like, no, I'm not taking this expensive class for you to tell me the same thing. And then you accept that English doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense, just accept it and learn. And if you don't understand, just memorize. Oh, I'm so sorry.
No. I'm thinking maybe Jen can email you if she wants to come in contact with you.
Yeah, you
Do you
can
have your
email
email
me.
address on your
Yes,
about page?
mildlycrazyme@gmail.com.
mildlycrazyme@gmail.com. There you
No
have it, Jen.
lunatic, just mildly crazy. Just a little bit more than little, but not quite tossing rocks on people. You
No,
know?
no, 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 no. No. That is fantastic.
I was thinking to change the name of my channel to Be Me or Be Yourself because I love bees. And I even found a mug to go like that. Be yourself. But I was like, Mildly Crazy Me has been with me for forever. I used to have a friend that used to go, oh, and she was such a young girl. She is a young girl. And she talks like somebody from the last century. She's the
Hello,
one that used to go,
Nene.
oh, Mildly Crazy Me.
You know what I would like um is like what you say there, but
Yeah,
be yourself.
exactly.
But I would
Yourself.
add to that, if I were to pick a channel name, if I was you, you know how. Okay, this is me now. Now let me tell you something about me. So we get to know each other better. I always say to people, I never know how to give anybody advice. And I don't want to even give people advice. So even if my brother comes to me and he sits there and he says to me, he wants my advice. I'm like, okay, I listen to what he says. And then I say, okay, if you were my son, blah, de, blah, de, blah. He says to me, stop. Don't tell me if you were my son, because I'm sitting here. I already come for advice. I open myself up for advice. So that is it. You are now allowed to give me advice, because I'm your brother and I've come for advice. So don't tell me if you were my son. I say, look, who am I to give you advice? The point is, I'm telling you that because in my son's life, I have authority because God made me his mother. So I feel I have authority to speak into my son's life, to give him advice and say, do this or rather do that. And the same for my daughter. I will speak into my daughter's life and say, do this or do that. It's like I can see what is best for them. So now, if now that is what I'm saying. Now you say you want to change your channel, because to me it's very much. I would, if you were my daughter, I would now say, if you were my daughter, I would say, Jane, make it BEE, be yourself, Jane. That's the name. Be yourself, Jane. Because wherever you go in YouTube, people are going to know your first name is Jane. Because with Mildly Crazy Me, they don't know what is your first name. It is a nice name, and people know you by now. You know how I remember your name? Only because in Crazy, it is the letters you use for Tarzan.
Yes.
R-A-Z is also in Tarzan and Jane. So I have that, and that's how I remember it. But It's great when someone's name.
I
I
know.
look. I can't speak because OMGrannySquare does not have my name in it.
It's such a hard decision to change the channel name because can you marry that channel? Mildly Crazy Me was supposed when I started this channel, I used to how you say do in
Thank
Portuguese.
you, Pauline. Thank you, Tori. Tori posted your link. Thank you, Tori.
Yay! And
And yeah,
I used to cook Brazilian food in English and American food in Portuguese because a lot of people used to think Americans just eat hamburgers and fries, milkshakes. I have no idea what people think, but the Brazilians used to think that. And I said, there's so much more. There's Americans eat a
but that's
lot
true. That's
that people
true.
don't know. And that thing in the beginning, I when I first started my channel, I made a mashed potato, people. In one day, I got 1,000 views. I was like, who doesn't know how to make a mashed potato? But it was the American mashed potato. And then I made Salisbury steak, and people went crazy. Never heard of that. I was like, psh. I made cabbage burgers. And then I made the Brazilian food. But I clear all those videos because when I first started the channel, I used to be very kind of joking and doing all those crazy things and laughing. Then came COPA, the Child Online Protection Act, 2 years ago, a year ago, I don't even remember. I'm gonna say pre-COVID, and they said that you could wake up with a large fee on your account up to 42,000 per video, and they didn't give a lot of guidelines except they want the adults to be more adults because adults got to be serious and melancholic. We cannot joke. So we couldn't say, let's say, whatever, because that is a kid's term. Adults shouldn't say. So at the beginning, everything was way up in the air. I was so sick. I have RA, fibromyalgia, refractory migraine, chronic fatigue, and that hit me so hard because I was finally
Hmm.
having fun with something, and then I had to go and edit, and I just instead of a just enlist, I didn't know I could just enlist. I just clear everything, and I never saved
Yes.
anything. So all those hours I had with 250 friends, I had
Woo!
over 6,000 hours. I have
Wow.
no idea how I got those hours. I wasn't doing for the money. I was just doing for fun. And there was other things kind of wore me out, and then I stopped. But one of the things in this channel that I did, I wanted to bring up the migraine awareness. Yay! For my data. In my data, there is a little pineapple about this big. It's about 6 or 7 centimeters. It's not edible, it's just ornamental. And somebody brought me a little bit of that plant, and I had it in Brazil. Ah, that pineapple this big was the love of my life. It was so beautiful, such a beautiful island.
Ingrid from Ingrid's Inspirations also changed her channel name from her Ingrid Kotze to Ingrid's Inspirations because I also said to Ingrid, she just started out her channel, and I said, Ingrid Kotze is a name and a surname. People are not going to know that you are a channel. You've got
Yeah.
to put something there.
I
And then
thought
the
to
next time I
yourself,
saw
I
her, it
say,
was Ingrid's Inspirations. Just personally, and I know you look. It is multi crazy me. It's very very fun. I would not put the word crazy in my name because I feel no. You know what? You know why? Just because I feel it, to me it feels like it attracts crazy. So I would not, only for that reason, only for that reason. It's just
I
how
think it does. I think it does because I got a lot of crazy, and that wore me out because that wasn't the crazy that I was going with. I was like, when you were in so much pain and constant aching or with issues, you get a little loopy and spacey. That's what I was trying to say. Instead of being the
yes,
lunatics that were coming towards me and attacking me because it wasn't what they expecting. But I thought to change to Be Yourself by Jane. So I can't I have there is a little story in Portuguese, and then you guys gonna laugh at me.
no,
But
no, no, make us
go
laugh.
ahead.
I'd like to laugh. Thank you. I need the endorphins. So go for it. And
The
hello, Lashira, and hello, Sandy from Cuckoo Crochet that came in. And I have my first name, then changed the last name to making blue hats. Sunita making blue hats. Oh, there you go.
Ooh,
And hi, Sandy. Everybody's saying hi, Sandy. But you say be yourself by. I would
Jane.
say be yourself with Jane. So because when I'm with
Ooh.
Jane, I want to be myself. Be
Well,
yourself
that's the
with
only
Jane.
way to be. You cannot be anybody else but
It's
yourself.
so fun, but it's so positive. It's to me, it's like going to attract positive. And it says everything about you. And I have only spoken to you in this time that we have been live ever. I've never watched a video of yours so far that I can remember where I hear you and see you speaking. So I think it suits you so well. Be
I'm really
yourself with
thank you,
Jane.
Jane.
It's so I would love that. I personally, it's just mine. But
Because
put some thought into
I
that.
just think people that know me, my husband once asked a friend of mine, says, "Why are you a friend with my wife? She's a lunatic." Because I joke all the time, and she said, "Because she's for reals." and and that made me laugh because I said, "What do you want me to be? I cannot be you. I cannot be somebody else. I can only be myself." And I would never change. And was something that my mom always, if it's one of the few things that my mom gave me full support was to be myself. When people
Mm.
say your daughter gotta be more like that, I say something like, I don't know about your daughter, and my mom said, "What is wrong with my daughter?" Or she's too goofy. What's wrong with that? You want her to be sad, down? What's wrong? There is no such thing as excessive happiness. So
Mm.
I always learn to accept myself for who I am, and I know I'm acquired taste. Not everybody gonna like me, you know. I can be too sweet, and people gonna get sick of me, or I can be too obnoxious and happy and whatever, and that's okay. I learned that
That's
what I
true
am
because
gonna be great for some
yeah,
people and gonna be horrible for others, and the only thing that bothers me when people look at someone and just from look, I don't like that person. Why? You didn't talk, you didn't say, why you're saying you don't like, but that's the only thing that bothers me. But the thing about the bee, I love bees. And when I was in Wyoming, I used to plant lavender. I plant lavender all over my house, around the house, by the fence, and I wanted. I lived in a town with 200 people, and I wanted to have chickens, but they said no chicken. So I said, fine, I'll have bees. I went to the town and I read the ordinance. There was nothing against bees, but you can't stop me. But I cannot. I was not physically able to keep up with bees, but I planted bee friendly everything. So then I saw my first bumblebee, and I never seen a bumblebee in Brazil. And then I thought about the story of the bumblebee. The the bumblebee decide to fly. Bumblebees, they
yes,
don't, but nobody ever told a bumblebee that she's too heavy. She can't fly.
that she
But
can't fly.
but she flies. because she doesn't even listen to other people. So I want to be a bumblebee. I'm heavy, I'm awkward, I'm weird,
Oh,
but
that
I
is
fly
so.
my own way.
Yes.
A little.
Now, look, I'm in love with that name already. You haven't even changed
I'm
it,
gonna
and
have to
I'm in
change
love
as
with
soon as we finish this live
Be
stream. I have
Yourself
to
with
change it.
Jane. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
because
I love it already.
and I talked
Oh,
to
bye, Helen. I just want to say bye, Helen. She says I'm headed to work and have a blessed day. Thank you so much for spending time with us,
yay.
Helen. I really appreciate
I
that.
love that outfit, the purple outfit.
Yes.
And I like the blue hats. I have a question about the blue hats.
Yes, Anita, she's got a question.
The blue hat that we have now, Lion Brand has a blue hat thing that is anti-bullying campaign. So you
Hat, not
crochet on
hate.
it, a blue hat, and you send, and they're gonna go through the schools and distribute the hats. Is that why you do blue hats? Anti-bullying thing, or you just love the blue color?
uh, Tori is saying, just be yourself. If someone doesn't like you, that is their problem. You can't please everyone. Love the name. Yes, I'm in love with that name already, and you haven't even changed it. I'm telling you, I love it. I love it better than
Mildly crazy
I
me.
want to. I want to kick the word crazy out of that name. I want to like a rappy ball.
Well,
Kick it.
also because I want to, if you go to my channels, one of the few videos that I have from back when is something awareness for migraine. I do sphenoganglion block. That is a shot through the nose to stop migraine, a migraine
Wow.
episode. And I do Botox. The Botox one was horrible because she was going pew, 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 and I had a mask and my voice was it was horrible. But I put it there because a lot of people wonder why Jane at 52 years old she has no wrinkles. And they said, "Oh, it's because you do Botox." I said, "No. The Botox is on the head, maybe in the forehead here, but into a V shape, not as here and here. So I don't have wrinkles. I think it's because I don't walk in the sun. I have photophobia from the
I
migraines.
think a lot of the things that people have, I think, is in the genes, Yeah, I don't know who deleted. Jenny's saying someone deleted Sunita's comments. I don't know. I don't think it was me. Sorry. It is unique. Yes, I also love that name. You were asking the question why people are making blue hats, or why is Sunita making blue hats?
Yes.
I don't know
She
why
said,
Sunita is making blue hats, or why her name is uh, blue. What blue hats? Why
Anita made blue hats.
Sunita making blue hats? I don't know why. Why her channel name is that? I know that there is a campaign anti-bullying, hat not hate. I
Yeah, it's
absolutely
not hate.
don't know why. I don't know why.
I would
So
love to make blue hats and send to them, but I just decided not to go buy blue yarn. So all the blue yarn is specific for a project. So I said, nah, I'm gonna continue on my goal. Oh, she has to go. Oh no.
yeah. Sandy has to go. She says she's got 6 more hours to go. She'll be in the car for a while. Thank you, Sandy, for popping in so much. I do so appreciate it. Yes. No, that is fantastic. No, I don't know if Sunita is still here. Then let me see if I can if I do go like making. Is it making? No, I don't know what it is called.
I'm sorry.
I didn't see. I know Jen says that Sunita. That there is a comment, but Sunita making blue hats. So if someone in the chat can type Sunita, then we can know if Sunita is still here. Just the at Stein and Sunita, and if it comes up, then she's still here. But if not, then she isn't. She can answer, but I don't know. I don't know what the significance of the blue hats are. If it is to do with bullying, personally, I don't know.
I'm sorry,
So
I'm just recovering from bronchitis. I'm gonna tell you, I did the live
you can.
stream. I was about to do another live stream. Then my husband wanted to do a COVID test because of work, and somebody switched the swabs. Yeah,
Wow.
and it came back positive. So I am autoimmune compromised. Had had the beginning of a bronchitis. My doctor's freaking out, about to send me to the hospital to take the same kind of antibodies that Trump had, the Regeneron, whatever it is called. It was just approved here in the United States for people that is autoimmune compromised that is positive for COVID. And I was like, I
She was
had the
timed out
worst
for five
COVID.
minutes. I'm so sorry that she was timed out for 5 minutes. Uh, is it by me? If it is by me, it is a mistake because I absolutely didn't mean to time her out. Oh my goodness. I don't know who timed her out. I didn't see that. Actually, to be quite honest, I missed that. So I hope she comes back to tell us
Do you
because,
think you have
yeah,
the little robot thing that, or she could have used some word like channel or something like that and automatically um, pop something that asks to block? No?
I don't have Nightbot yet. Yet. I Ursula, please help. I was scrolling and something went wrong. What went wrong? Here you are. Sorry, what went wrong? You were scrolling and something went wrong. But you're here with us. I can see you. It's fine. Oh, she's beautiful. And she's big.
She
Oh my
is
goodness.
gonna be
But
here.
she's, how old is she? How old is she?
She is a year old. Let's see if I get her here.
Only a year old. Only a year old.
But when I got her, I wasn't looking for a cat. I went to take my friend to the USPCA to get. She has such attitude, and they had those kitty cats, and she looks like both of my cats, and I was like, hmm. I took a photo, asked my husband, "Can I keep it?" And he said, "Sure." So little to know, they said she was 8 weeks when she came home, but she was less than that and she was already fixed. So her primordial sac, the little pouch that you see, some cats have bigger one, even tigers have. That doesn't mean their cat is fat. She's a little chubby, but the primordial sac in some cats are bigger than others. But I think the when they did the hysterectomy on her, it messed up something in there that the primordial sac is bigger because her sister is the same way. They did the surgery on the animals way early. Way
But
early.
apparently, yeah, apparently if I know that my first cat was small because if they have, once they give birth, they don't grow further. And the two daughters were big compared to mommy because they did not give birth, so they kept on growing. And although they were, oh, Lashera accidentally timed out Sunita. Oh, shame, Lashera. I know.
For how
Granny D,
long?
Granny D does that daily. She'll just knock that phone, and when it falls off, you see, oops, so and so is timed out. So, so no, 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 no. I'm sure Sunita will know, and if she can be listening, that oh, Sunita, we do apologize. It was a mistake. We so really want you here. We've got a question for you. So come back and explain to us, Sunita making blue hats, what the blue hats is all about. So, why your channel is named like that?
Back.
So that,
She said, "I've
so
been here. I thought it was me."
that cat is and peeping there behind you. Can you see on your camera?
She's
It looks
watching the
so cute.
camera.
That cat is checking out.
She looks
Yay,
like
Sunita, I've
she
been
looks
here.
like
I
Baby
thought it
Yoda.
was me. Sunita, we are so glad that you are back. Jane wanted to know, Sunita making blue hats, why your channel is called, what is the blue hats? Is there significance? If you can explain, so we wait for you to type. It's okay, but yes, I changed my name to making blue hats for hat, not hate. I have a goal of 210 hats. Wow. And why is it 210 specifically? Is there a significance to that too? Because that sounds like YouTube have a button to bring someone back when that happens accidentally. Is it?
Usually take 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, and then the
Hi,
person is ready
Jamie,
to
the
come back.
naughty Canuck. I'm so glad that you're here. And this is Jane from Be Yourself with Jane.
I will change the name today. And listen, I have a mug for our tea
Already. The
already.
volume is now a little bit down. I don't know. I cannot hear you a little bit. Try your volume.
What about now? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Testing. No.
Maybe it's me, but I can hear me. Wait. I can. Maybe it's me. Let me try and see if it's my volume. There we go. I can hear you. There
And
she
look at
says
that.
they have number 21 for 2021 for this year, and I am doing that times 10. Wow. So 21 times 10. I
That
don't
is,
know why. Can everybody else hear Jane? Just tell us.
no.
Sunita Lashira is apologizing profusely. Shame. She felt so bad.
Oh, she put
Can
a Canadian flag, so she really mean. You know, Canadians are the nicest people in the world. Believe me, if you were here,
I have heard that. I have heard that. Even here in South Africa, that message has reached us that Canadians are so wonderful. So even we know that, eh?
and if they say, I'm sorry about, I can never say the about, it's because they're sorry.
Good morning, everyone says, got you hooked. Yes, I can hear her. And my daughter is saying, yes, you can all hear her. I don't know why my own volume is not what it should be now. I don't want to mess with the camera.
I'm gonna show
But you can
little
wait.
crochet for
You can hear me. You see. Someone phoned me while I was talking to you, and I just went and I pressed and like decline, go away because I'm busy. And after that,
this.
good morning, everyone. Yes, I can hear her. Says Tori. Ursula, I discovered after teaching my daughter fractions why instead of squares make triangles. Grannies to join into projects. Yes, and yes again, Jamie. That is such a gorgeous idea. And I heard, I don't know if it was you, who someone is making triangular grannies and putting them together in squares. I thought that was fantastic idea. Hello, Janine. Are you not the nicest, Jamie? Are you not the nicest? You must see the pictures on Facebook with Jamie and her sons. It looks so freezing cold there.
Oh, I would
Doreen,
love
I
that.
am in Alberta.
You know, I almost made to Canada. I was in Wyoming. Almost moved to Boise. So it was Wyoming, Montana, Canada. I would be free, but I didn't make it. My dream is to visit Canada. I'm not sure why. I have friends in British
She says they
Columbia.
don't say about, they say a boot.
A
A boot.
boot. When I was interpreter, and I could always see the difference on customer service from United States, UK, and Canada. The please and thank yous, the tone of voice was just friendly. Was I was like, oh, I got a Canadian on the phone. Yes, I'm gonna have a pleasant phone call. It was fantastic. I really, really, really like it. I'm not sure. My first Canadian friend, I was 21 years old, and it was so amazing how gentle and how nice and how I do not know how to explain. Is the way of life. It's kind of like people from the United States and the people that live in Alaska or Hawaii. They are they're out of the continent, so they have a little different culture, and I really like that. And Canada is a whole different thing. I love it. I dreamt last week that I was in Canada because it was so hot here in Texas in the middle of the winter, and all I wanted was a little bit of snow. I know what it was. It had a couple flakes, and it wasn't enough. Wasn't enough. Ursula, I'm gonna show you
Sunita
my new
says she
text.
wants to see the lights.
Um,
Yes, I agree there. Hi, Kelly.
the Northern Lights,
We have
the
been listening to Jane's story. It has been such a wonderful, blessed story. So encouraging and just wonderful because we were talking about if there is anybody not going to buy yarn in this year. And then she said, can she come up and tell me her story? Because she hasn't bought yarn in 10 or 11 years. Now, obviously, she must come up and tell that story because that is unusual. So that you must catch the replay because that is a fantastic story. I'm telling you, it is absolutely incredible. So, okay,
if I were to
I'm
buy, I would probably buy a yarn cake. The yarn cake are beautiful. And just to think, the person that started the yarn cake was a Jane. It's amazing. She used to do by hand, and she used to mix all, like, say, leftover yarn and make a very big ball. And then I do not know if you guys remember back when people used to mix, used to do the Fibonacci yarn, and she started doing that. And then I'm not sure if she sold the rights to the companies when they got the name from Mandala. I forgot her name, her last name, but I used to have a group of Janes. We were 700 Janes in that group, and all Janes are nuts, just like me. Is a trademark of the name. Oh yeah,
definitely Jane can share her story on her first video as Be Yourself with Jane. Woo! We are in love with that
I'm
name.
gonna
We are
have to
in love
sing.
with that name.
I'm
It
just gonna
is,
show you
it
my.
oozes positivity.
It's just amazing that you remember that movie with Dana Aykroyd and something Curtis. What's the name of that woman's name? And Conehead. Remember Conehead, the movie? And she goes to the grocery store and she looks at a eggplant and she go ah. That was me in the store with this, and everybody is looking at me because I go yay. Of course, I'm very loud. And then my dog is with me and she does that kind of look and she look at people. It's okay, people. She's mentally ill. I'm taking care of her. Don't worry. It was hilarious. But I'm just going to show you my new love. I fell in love with those hooks. They are from Hobby Lobby. They look
Oh,
like
that's lovely. Wow.
this is a I got to learn to center.
Well,
And
what is left is right here in StreamYard. It's beautiful. Wow,
I
wow.
purchased this
Oh,
one,
that's
and
so
now I'm gonna
cool.
get the other ones and the other size. And I hold the crochet hook
Knife
like a
grip.
knife, very Victorian, and I can never hold like a pencil. I had a ligament reconstruction. They they I had about 12 centimeters open here, and they cut all my wrists. And nowadays you can't see anymore except here and here. But when it was fresh, people says, "Man, why did you try that, Jane?" Because I had a whole bunch of little cuts. I was like, "No, usually it's like this, not like this." But I had to explain to people there was a ligament reconstruction. But if you hold like a knife, this one, people, is long enough, because if you hold your crochet hook like this, you need the length up to here, right? So I recommend this. It's about $3 at Hobby Lobby, $3.99. And if you have your coupon with you for 40% off, it's such a deal. And I recommend this one. I really fell in love with this. And just the idea that it looks like somebody carved the little flowers. It's amazing.
It is beautiful.
I love it. Yeah, they are
But
from Hobby
Kelly,
Lobby.
it is beautiful. But Kelly, it is amazing, but it is a fantastic story. That I mean, not a fantastic story. It is you must watch the replay, because this has now been really. You can only scroll to where Jane comes on. I threw the link so she can come on and tell her story, and that is a story to be heard for sure.
The Dead People
Jen
Yarn
says she
story.
likes those hoops. Veronica does not like them at all.
Why? Why? Tell me
Well,
why.
different strokes for different folks.
That's true. Now I gotta tell you, they're really good with very soft yarn. If you're gonna crochet uh, with a red heart or a fiber that is a little bit harder, they are not so good. They can get sticky here, so that's I use the metal.
Okay.
But this is more for that kind of yarn that is like butter, like wool, or those more gentle, like I'm not sure. I usually rip the name of the yarn. I don't.
Are you saying like acrylic?
Yeah, it can be
Acrylic is
acrylic,
not for. Is
but
it good for acrylic or
soft.
not?
A very soft acrylic, um, but not like Red Heart or something in the hard level. I think and this can be a little bit sticky too. So for me, the reason that I like is because with my ligament reconstruction, I dropped the needle. In Portuguese, this is a needle. Um, I say they really kind of. I do not know. It's not slippery. What is the opposite of slippery? I do not know. It's really good. I really like it. I'm gonna get the whole set one by one with 40% off because I'm cheap. No, I'm frugal.
But that is beautiful. I love those. They are beautiful. Happy Monday, everyone, says Knitting Turnpike. I hope to get you, everyone. You know what? You're not late. You catch us because I'm late, but I have a very interesting guest here, and that's why. Because I usually don't stay on for that long, but I just had to hear Jane's story, and you can order those on Amazon. Says Maribel. I love Maribel's name. Hey, I can say she can move in because I can say Maribel all day. Maribel, your tea is ready. Maribel, breakfast is ready. Maribel, your boss is run. Maribel, are we going out?
In
That
Brazil was
is
the
me.
name
I
of the
love her
wafers.
name.
In Brazil, Maribel is a wafer's name. Like the name brand of a wafer. So when you were a kid, your mom give a little package of Maribel for you to take with your lunch.
Wow,
Wafers, delicious.
it is.
So we did a lot today.
Wow.
We talked about Dead People Yarn. We changed the channel's name, and just like that, we saw the kitty cat, my baby Yoda
You
cat.
know what? There's probably a video out there on YouTube how to change your channel name. I'm
Oh, I
sure
know how to
because
change
there's
it.
everything is on YouTube.
It's a very easy. You
So
just
that's
very easy. It's
you
very
know
easy.
what?
Yeah, you
I
go to
even
your um.
I even, when I was starting out YouTube, I forget how to load a video. I would have to Google on YouTube how to load a video on YouTube. I'm telling you, it's because I would do like 5, and then 5 weeks later, I only have to load a video again. And by that time, I forgot, because you have to do it quite a few, and then you remember. But that was funny. Then I want to do something, and then I have to look it up. Jane will hold up that hook again since I came at the end. Please. It looked so cool when I caught it quickly. Thank you. Knitting Turnpike is saying, please hold the hook up again. Oh, that is beautiful. We love it. We love it.
They look
gorgeous.
They looked carved.
And those little flowers is so pretty.
They are. They were so pretty. I fell in love with this one. Everything I try, every crochet hook I try with 5 or 4.5 millimeters. I really love it. I just wish started with.
So we will never fight over hooks because I use 4 millimeter down.
Yeah.
And you use 4.5 and up.
Actually, I use.
So we never will fight about hooks.
I went to the Japanese store last month, and it's like $1.50 and up. Japanese store is the Daiso. Hi, Stelly. I went to her live stream yesterday. She was doing Blingo, playing Blingo. It was pretty nice. She over there they have a very little crochet hook, but it's ergonomic for $1.50 somewhere in the house. And I make awareness bracelet for people with have you heard of the Tunisian stitch?
Yes.
Not Tunisian.
Tunisian stitch.
Turkish is the Turkish stitch. You put the beads in the thread, and then you start with the 1, 2, and then you just go back and forth. So it looks like a macrame with the beads on the side. I was thinking about teaching it, make a video teaching it, and then I put beads and I put the ribbon. I did one for autism, but I didn't think it came out pretty. And the person was like, but like they say, how do you say, somebody give you a horse, you're not supposed to look the teeth, something like that. So the person didn't say yay, but she didn't say nah. I tried to put all the colors, so it was very, because the autism has the little puzzle thing. I put the little puzzle thing, but I don't think it was represented that well on that stitch. But I make for migrainers and any other thing, Turner's syndrome. If the person tell me what is the
Nancy says, I tried one of those Hobby Lobby hooks that didn't feel comfortable, so I gave it away. I'm sure someone else would love it. Now, that's the thing, hey. If you don't like it, someone else is bound to like what you don't like.
And that's why I'm never gonna buy a hook for $100, like those fancy ones that people are talking about. They're similar to these, the kind of look. I do not know if you've seen it, but I'm not sure. I really like, but also the hook on all those fancy things. It depends how you hold the hook. The way you hold it makes a total difference. But I guess if I held like a pencil, I would hate this one because it's too long. I noticed the people that hold like a pencil, they like shorter.
I'm a pencil holder, so
you like
it looks pretty to me. I probably won't use it because I'm a pencil holder. My daughter is a knife holder. My daughter holds it like a knife. Actually, I taught my daughter, and she was sitting behind my right shoulder. I said to her, you want to learn how to crochet? She asked me. So I said, okay, you have to book me. You next Saturday in my bedroom, this time you come.
Sorry.
And she sits behind my right shoulder, and she looks over my shoulder to see what I do, and then she does it. And at the end, we both each had an amigurumi little kitten done, because that's what you wanted to do. But then I saw her holding the knife grip. It was the first time in my life seeing someone holding the knife grip. And I thought to myself, oh, don't get upset. The result is she can crochet. Just look away. And then later on, I saw videos with people holding it like a knife grip, that it actually is a legitimate way of holding your hook. I was
You
very surprised. It
took
just
me
shows
40
you
years
will
to learn.
naturally hold it like that if you want to.
Just took me 40 years to learn to crochet. And the whole thing is because every time I try to learn, people told me that I have to hold like that. And even before the surgery, I had a hard time. And if anybody just told me there was on the tension, right, the way you put the yarn on the finger and you hold, and that tension that you go see, even holding like the tension, so you can bring the yarn back and forth, it wouldn't take me 40 years. But me and crochet, we were not very, we didn't have a good relationship as I was growing up. In Brazil, I saw a lot of, there was like a kind of like farmers market, I'm not sure, like fairs, people craft fairs or something, nothing fancy. And I used to see those very poor women crocheting those humongous things for bed, like to, because they put like that very colorful sheets on the bed, and then they put that crochet thing on top, and it looks so beautiful. And they used to made of not even thread, it was made with like the cord that the butchers or whatever, they is a cotton thing. They tie the meat, the cook tie the meat. I do not know what you call that. And I used to, let me give you an example. If it cost $40 in material in a month to crochet the thing, and the woman was like, you could see the sweat, and she was like a machine that you didn't even see the needle, the hook. And then
Wow.
towards the end, she had a two or three hanging there as a display. And somebody used to come and say, "Hey, I'll give you $35 for these." And I used to think that was so disrespectful, because now that woman, they spent $40 in material.
They
She
wanted to
was
bargain her down.
yeah.
Yes, no, I also I don't do that.
And I thought, well,
I know some people think it is good and that one should do it, but my husband will also bargain with someone, to get their price down. But I feel if someone has put that price up there, that's what they want for it. So now my question is just whether I can afford it or not. If I cannot, I leave it. If I can, I buy it. So that's
exactly.
just personal preference. I know even some cultures you are expected to bargain, but
I
I
used
just
to
don't
think
like
that.
to do it.
And I used to think crochet was equal poverty, because I used to see those, I grew up seeing those women crocheting, and the end of the whole thing, she used to sell for less so she could have enough money to buy the kids food, because it was better to have 35 than zero. So she lost
Of
5.
course.
So I used to dislike crochet. So, and for that, because it used to remind how talented the women were, but how little people cared for their work or for their well-being. So I didn't want to learn crochet for the longest time. Then with 17, you have to learn something, so I went to learn to knit. That's why I'm a knitter first. Um, and crochet, when I was 40, I said, I will not let you win, crochet. So I went to the library, and the librarian used to crochet. And I asked, "Can you teach me how to crochet?" And she said, "Sure, sit down." She was very like military style. This is a chain. This is a single, a double, a treble, ta 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 ta. This is how you do it. Like was 1 hour. Now go home and practice. She just showed me that, and then I knew how to read the graphs, diagram. I do not know, so I really liked it. So crochet, I learned in English, and I translate to Portuguese. And knit, I learned in Portuguese, and I translate to English. So it's kind of,
Wow.
it's so interesting how your mind works, and how also a simple thing can open your vocabulary in ways that you won't imagine, so I'm always trying to learn new things. So I'm not an advanced, I'm adventurous crocheter. There's a lot of things that I still don't know, but these after I finish a couple of my last 3 UFOs, I will try to knit a little bit more because I miss it too. And even like that, I'm a Victorian holder. I don't hold the continental way. And I thought once I learned to crochet, I would do the continental. I don't. I do the throw. Do you crochet? Do you knit?
She says
Butcher's
there she thinks
twine.
you're referring to
Yes, that's the one.
butcher's
That make a
twine.
beautiful work. And um they used to hang, like they had a line, and they used to hang, and then because there were many of them selling, it was such a beautiful um sight, but was so mistreated
Yes.
and poorly appreciated.
I'm actually an advanced knitter. Um, you know, believe it or not, but I used to I was taught at 5. My mom taught me the basics. Tori, congratulations with your 92 subscribers. Yes, fantastic. If
I love
anybody
this kitty
hasn't
cat.
grabbed up Tori, then grab her up. That is fantastic.
Ursula,
The first 100 is always difficult.
I'm gonna get down, give your whole screen back to you, and I'm gonna get more. Aren't you shocked I'm not drinking Coke? You're not
You
shocked?
know, I mean, I actually drank this. I have been on for 2 hours and 52 minutes, which is way longer than normal. I drank this whole, and it's so hot here. It's 31 degrees, which is your high 80s. And I think in the meantime, America has woken up because look, I started at 6:30 a.m. Eastern time. And I think in the meantime, it's become America woke up, and Veronica is awake, and Jamie is awake, and everybody who joined us later is awake, which is, I don't mind. But my daughter saw that I needed some more drink, so she brought me some Coke. But I wanted to tell you that I I started with crochet at the age of 5, only double crochet, but and I was actually amazed when I taught a little girl of the age of 5 to see how small her hands was, and I thought, wow, was my hands this small at the age of 5? How the heck did my mom teach me? I don't know how. And then there we are, Tori. Oh, bless you, Tori. We are just having so much fun. I tell you what, Jane has absolutely, you would think there is something in the Coke, absolutely blessed us today. Jane, can you speak to us in Portuguese, please? Before COVID, we hosted a student from Brazil each year for one semester. They all speak Portuguese.
Oh wow!
And
What would you like me to say so you know what I'm saying?
okay, you can tell us your name. You can say in Portuguese that your name is Jane and you're going to change your channel to Be Yourself with Jane.
Okay, this is a twist. In Portuguese, we pronounce Jane. Hold on, I gotta do the drum roll. Jane. Oi, meu nome é Jane e hoje eu vou trocar o meu canal para Seja Você Mesma com a Jane.
It sounds so lovely. I love it.
It
I
sounds
love
a
it.
little
One,
Frenchish,
two,
doesn't
three,
it?
eight. What? 1:23 a.m. here. Oh my goodness! In the morning, Cheryl.
Where are you?
And she's in. No, she's in Australia. And
Oh,
Knitting Turnpike says, yes, we are all getting up and excited to see this live. Because, yes, never been to a live like this one. Nice, says Granny Crafter Edna. Yes, this is like a lovely, I tell you, I'm so, it's very, you are, Jane, you are to me super interesting. I crochet, I learned a little knitting in school, and I am thinking of picking it up again. I also, now that is what I wanted to tell you, Jane, is that I also learned how to knit in school. At the age of, I think, 7, we were taught how to knit, and through school, you were taught how to knit. I don't recall being taught in school how to crochet. So then I turned into a knitter for many years, and I did what my favorite is, Aran cabled sweaters. I love that. And then I took up crochet again, maybe a bit more than 10 years ago. Oh, and then I became a really avid crocheter. I was 25 years ago, because I was 25. I had not yet married, and I'm now married 25 years, when I took up crochet. And 2 ladies in the company where I worked at the switchboard, they were sitting with their headphones, with a switchboard, and then they would sit and crochet up a storm while they're just talking to the people and putting them through to whoever called. And that was fine. But then they were like my teachers, because then there was no YouTube yet. YouTube is new. YouTube came out in 2005, if I'm right. So before then, you used books and whatever to teach you. So anyway, I think we can both get off here now.
now
Because it is
look
now
at
2
the
hours and 56 minutes. 2
look,
hours and 57 minutes. It's going for
look at
3
the
hours.
comments.
Yes, I've never been on this long. There we go. It's like learning a new culture. Yay! New name. Fantastic. Woo! There we go. Be yourself with Jane. Oh, fantastic. Oh, that is super, super, super.
And I have the
Congratulations.
Ching ching.
I must go like this. Cheers.
Ching ching.
Cheers. Oh, that is so fantastic. Oh, that is so fantastic. Be yourself with Jane. Now you must drop your link, Jane.
Now I gotta put the hashtag all over. I do not know if you guys know that when you put your video, okay, the first line on your description, not on the title, on the description, you put a hashtag, the name of your channel. So therefore, it creates a chain, and every time somebody, it gets easier to find your channel anywhere, because you type. Let's say if you type Mildly Crazy Me, all my videos have that Mildly Crazy Me. When I leave a comment on somebody's video, I always put hashtag Mildly Crazy Me, so the person can just click and go straight and see all my videos. So that's how.
So that is absolutely fantastic. Be yourself. Be yourself with Jane. That is so super fantastic.
And I think this is a great name, and I'm going to tell you why. One of the things that I'm going to do on my channel is I'm going to start interviewing people. Like, I have a series that I have planned, and I have tons of doctors that I'm going to interview, and going to be like doctors are people too, because everybody have that vision that a doctor is this, a doctor is that, and in the end of the day, they're doctors too. Like my neurologist, the migraine specialist, she on her time when she's not doctoring, she is helping animals that doesn't have any place to go, and the shelters are too full, and so she go home to about 7 dogs that she's taking care, she's fostering, I have a doctor that is a photographer in her time off. So, I wanted to interview people and interview other kind of people, all kind of people, because I love people for who they are. And to me, it doesn't matter. Titles don't matter, So, titles is just work related things. But what matters to me is the person, the good
The
character,
essence.
the kind heart. And so I like to interview. One of the things that I want to do in my channel, and one specific day of the week, is interview people from different religions, different whatever,
Different
because
walks of life.
yes, I kind of sound weird. I have a friend. She is a dominatrix, you know, not my line of work, but when um a lot of people think a dominatrix, she would be dressed sexy all the time, or when she's not doing that, she would be a vulgar person. But no, I never seen that person's skin. She is dressed very conservatively, and she is very well spoken and a very intelligent woman. So I would like to interview her, so people, take some those ideas that people get all twisted and then put those labels, and we separate from each other. I hate separation from each other. We are social. We should, I think life is getting harder. Life itself is very hard. And I am not a Buddhist, but when I heard Dalai Lama saying our purpose in life is to help each other, if we can't help, we shouldn't harm. And then he goes, and believe me, there's always time to help. You always can be kind. You can always, And then I started reading about different religions and different beliefs. And I'm not Catholic, but I love what Pope Francis said, that if you're judging, you're not loving. So I wanted to bring people to my channel and interview them and let people see also that they are people too. They have a heart. They are soul in the body. They are not perfect, just like I'm not perfect. Like everybody is imperfect. And we should love each other no matter what. That's my dream. But I'm not sure if it's gonna go very well. I do not know how it's gonna go. But like my doctor always say, I should start and see how it goes. Would be an interesting thing. Just to take those misconceptions, I think.
I
I
remember
remember
years
years
ago
ago
something that
something
I
that
heard,
I heard,
and that is
and that
that
is that
I think
I
it
think it
was
was
even
even
Dr. Phil saying that. Now that must be many, 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 many moons ago, because that was the days when I still used to watch his show, and he said, you are in a relationship, you are always either contributing or contaminating. So whatever you say, evaluate. Have I contributed or contaminated? So and we really do that in our marriage, to say what we have said to each other. Did you contribute or did you contaminate? And it's something that you can put. It is, to me. It resonates with what you've just said. So very good. And
so the name of the channel now
what is her
goes.
name? She is going for DIY. She is working out. I'm telling you, she's giving us all the example of how it should be done. She's have a good, beautiful program that she's following, and she's really following it. So it's always inspiring when someone change their ways, and you see the fruits of their labor and what they've put in, and you see it's inspiring to other people to say, if she can do it, maybe I can too. So
Yeah, I I I
anyway,
I agree with you totally.
um, uh, Jeanette DIY Creations, did you see? Did you see that since you last came on, you heard us, but that Jane has changed her channel name? Because in DIY Creations just yesterday was it, if I'm right, they were talking about would you change your channel name and why and to what? Now here we are. I'm so
Just
proud of you,
students.
Jane. I am so proud of you. And that is such a, I love that channel name. Be yourself with Jane. It's just, it oozes positivity. It oozes, it's, it's so inviting. It's come as you are, you
Yeah,
know.
and it's not as I think I love the name Mildly Crazy Me. However, it kind of would it be like, oh, I'm gonna invite people. I invite a doctor to talk to me on my channel, Mildly Crazy Me, and it's kind of harsh, you know. But Be Yourself with Jane is more inviting to get a doctor, a friend, a coworker, or anybody to come and just talk to me and be themselves, you know, without any judgment. I think
Oh,
is a
Knitting Turnpike, thank you so much for your blessing. And I don't even have my bells with me because Friday was my monetization party. And what I did was, I did what Granny D usually does. You know, she shakes the bells around her wrist. And I didn't have that. All I have was this bell thing that's hanging by my front door. And I just grabbed that. But I really thank you for your blessing. What is your name, Knitting Turnpike? I don't want to be calling you Knitting Turnpike all the time. And Genevieve says that she has subscribed to you. And Consuelo is, I must apologize. Consuelo, I think yesterday I found out that, when was it? Friday, that Consuelo is a lady. I thought somehow in my brain that Consuelo is the name of a man. Why would you think that even? I don't know. There she says, she loves the name Jane. I love your show name, Jane, says Consuelo. Oh, we all love it. It is just so beautiful and so positive. Ah, this is fantastic. Okay.
yay. So now I'm gonna give your screen back to you, and I'm sorry
Okay.
that I took so
I'm just
long,
going to,
but we were having
yes.
so much fun. we
Thank
have
you
we
so,
accomplished
so, so
a lot
much.
together.
Thank you so much for coming up. That was now such a blessing,
Thank you.
absolutely. I consider it a blessing. And what
I
it's like getting to know you better, and everybody in the chat gets to know you better. It's just, I feel blessed.
I really like the live stream with the stream yarn because usually before we used just read and see the little photo, right? And now a person you can invite somebody in. It's kind of like, come on in, have a sit, talk to me, let's talk, what's new with you, what's up, you know, like something like that. You can talk to somebody and see who's your subscribers, who's your friend, and like you invite in a subscriber and that person leaves you as your friend. And I think the StreamYard give this possibility because I think in the end everybody here, I hope, started this channel for trying to connect to each other
Yes,
and meet each other, not to be famous. If we end up famous, that's okay, but not to be famous, not for money, but for connection, for for us, like sometimes we make something and, like, for instance, I don't go out very often, I don't see a lot of people, so it would be nice to show what I made, look what I made, and talk about it, and somebody else that know how much, because I think every stitch that we do or make, I'm not sure here, every stitch is a little bit of love that we put in every, in the shawl, in the hat, in the scarf, mittens. Now it's mittens in the United States, but amigurumi, um, and that's what creative value. Then no other gift or can substitute. When somebody makes you something that take thousands of stitches together, that means love. To me, that means love. And I think that's what we are here together, um, to get to know each other, and somehow make the circle of friendship get bigger. And it's awesome that we have this capability nowadays, that I'm here in Texas, and I forgot the name of the place where you live. I know it's in Africa, but I forgot the town, and you're far, far away. And right now it's 8:40 a.m. here, and I do not know what time it is there. But there's somebody in Australia that is once almost 2 in the morning, and that's fantastic that we can all get together and share this passion and create friendship. And I think that's why I start my channel, and I think that's why you started your channel, and I think it's fantastic. And thanks for having me for such a long time. I just meant to tell
It
my
is
little
so
story.
fantastic, and I thank you. I must thank you. It has been, to me, it's been a blessing to hear your story, and it's so interesting. And what a life, and what 10 years, and what wow, wow, and wow. So
You know,
I love that you came up.
it is I'm gonna tell you, if you choose to go an X amount of time without buying yarn, first gonna be hard, because you're gonna go to the store, and there's that section that looks like heaven, with all the yarn and all the things like Ursula, Ursula, and you're gonna have to say no yarn, no, and keep going. Or you can do this. Okay, I'm gonna have you put in the cart, walk around the store, and then you say bye now. You complete me for 15 minutes, but now we gotta, it's not you, no, it is you, bye, and put the yarn back on the shelf. I did that couple times. It
You
helped.
know, when my daughter was sick for a little bit, I mean, once she had to go through a detox. Now she was 10 years old, so it's small for a detox. And we would walk into Woolworths. Now I know everybody else doesn't have Woolworths, but now it's got nothing to do with wool. It is we go there to buy food. They have the most fantastic foods. So she would say to me, oh, it's a torture because she can't have that stuff. So I said, well, if this food is talking to you, you must talk back. If because the food is telling you, oh, you like me, you want me, you've got to have me. So what you do is you are talking. That is what the food is saying. The food is saying, oh, you have to buy me and eat me because you're going to lose out. You tell the food, you tell that food, you know what? I'm coming back for you because you're not going out of fashion before I can eat again. I see you in 3 weeks' time. There's still going to be roasted chicken in 3 weeks' time. There's still going to be chocolate in 3 weeks' time. It talks to you, talk back. Don't think back, talk back.
And
So she would do it, and she did that fast even till today. She remembers if she wants to fast, or if she has not fast, she had to just detox. So she had to certain things she could not um, eat, and
Mhm.
it was like a cancer scare because we thought the cancer was back, and we thought, oh no, not this. So I said, okay, I'm going to put you on a detox, and it solved the problem. So good doctors are very good, but they don't know everything that there is to know. And I just thought, look, my logic tells me, oh, so knitting turnpike is Gina. Oh, so glad to get to know you, Gina. My logic was telling me, if they're telling me that it's a certain kind of glands, you can drain a gland, and you can do it with a detox. I went to a naturopath, and we did that. And Jane, you are so strong to say no to the yarn. Oh no, yeah, well, we know how she does it. Hey, I'm with you on that. It is hard to stop buying yarn, says Story. But Jeanette, that's so funny. Yes. Yes, Paulie, they all love yarn, but it's not, yeah, it's why. It's when you get to that point and it's just,
And believe me, I get a lot of yarn up to today. I mean, I got some from what's the name? Dollar Tree. My friend, she went to Dollar Tree and she saw yarn and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get that for Jane. How interesting!" And then I thought, I'm gonna make a video and I'm gonna give my 2 cents on this yarn. And yesterday I was watching the Blingo and I was crocheting a hat and about 2.5 inches to finish the hat, and it didn't make it. So, and if you buy yarn or anything at Dollar Tree, you have it today, and that's it. If you don't have everything you need, you may not find it again, and I can't find it. So, I think somebody there has a skein that I can finish that project, because in a week I'm gonna take all my hats to the hospital, and I'm gonna drop off at the oncology um, ward. Is that what say? I'm gonna drop in oncology. I went there and they had such an ugly hat. So I was like, nobody deserved to have cancer, but nobody deserved to have cancer and ugly hats. For heaven's sakes, if you're gonna donate hats to a cancer patient, please make a very soft and very beautiful hat, because that person may not have any hair, and not everybody can pull that. No, not everybody has the courage to go out without hair, you know. So,
yes,
and when I saw people using the ugliest yarn and the ugliest rough yarnest and collar, I was like, it broke my heart. So I'm crocheting hats with all these yarn that I have here that is not the dead people yarn. um and I intend to take it all um to the oncology here. And I hope they like it, and I hope bring somebody a smile. And if you do that, would it be nice, like if you make a little tag, a very pretty little tag, just things that I learned dealing with oncology, and write a little message of hope, or a little, any little thing that will brighten up the day of that person that is doing chemotherapy, radiation, they have no hair, they have a pink, they get pimples too. I didn't know that. And they feel like crap, they think they look like crap, and they get that thing, and like their faith in humanity is restored, so just
yes,
make as pretty
absolutely.
as you can, because they deserve. Nobody deserves to have cancer and ugly hat. Nobody. With that said, I'm gonna go prepare something to
Okay.
while I listen to you guys. Somebody said they were having breakfast and they made me hungry. I'm gonna make me some eggs.
Here by us, it is going for, in about 20 minutes, I'm going to have supper. So, yes, enjoy your breakfast.
See
Thank you,
you.
Nancy. Bye bye, Jane. And thank you
Bye.
so
Bye,
much.
everybody.
Thank you so much for coming up. Oh, that was now incredible. Hello, Joe. I saw that you came in, and I want to go and watch Dana, because she is live on her creative hour. I think I don't have my things with me now. So I'm going to let everybody say goodbye. And thank you so much for sticking with us. And what a blessing Jane has been for us. Definitely for me this morning. It is, I'm so encouraged. I am very encouraged. So, you clicked too soon. Did you click too soon? No, you didn't click too soon. Be yourself with Jane. Oh, I love that. I love that channel name. I think it is just fantastic. Yes, let's go and do a square raid on Dana. on the crafty, what? Craft hour. If you run in there, you type Square Raid. Yes, go there. I'm going with you. So thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody. Mwah, 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 mwah. Love you. And bye-bye. Everybody said goodbye. Hey, do a lovely Square Raid with Dana. Oh, that would be nice if I could send someone to her. See you at Triple C. Yes, toodles. Toodles. And I'm going to press end. Thank you very much. I love you guys.